Malawi, I'm boy. Malawi, I'm boy.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Wish up, big up, big up, big up to everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's get those likes. Let's get those likes. Let's get those likes. Welcome to the show. Anyway, such a lovely day, lovely Friday. Always going well, always well. I don't know about you, but I know about me. Wearing my nice fresh kit, looking good. Nice shave, everything, all those nice things you do on a Friday. So big up to you. Big up to all of you, man. Big up to all of you. Nothing today is going to destroy my mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm loving it like McDonald's, isn't it? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah, so let's see. We have Sophia. Sophia Football Talk. Go subscribe to her channel. She's a real one. Very nice lady. Sophia Football Talk, man. Respect. Go subscribe, man. Let's talk to the hater. Wantali. Texas fans hunting for glory will show the true colors. Shut up, man. You have to concentrate on beating Arsenal this Sunday. Stop concentrating on the guys who are over here. My barber is on holiday. Yes, that's why you're looking like a lizard, man. That's why you're looking like a lizard. I've been looking at you for the past 2 weeks, man. Looking like a bloody lizard, man. Get another barber, man. Coming on camera, looking like a lizard, man. Up the blues, Martin says. How you doing? Big up to you, Martin, man. Continue says, hi, Patrick. Hope you're well. I'm well, man. I'm well. So, guys, I thought of doing something different, man. Yesterday we did the reaction. Big up to you guys. We had about 800 people watching live. 800 people live, man. The support is incredible. I'm appreciating this support, man. The support is becoming incredible. The channel is growing thanks to you guys. You guys are running this channel, guys. We're getting there. Martin says we fight to the end. Eon Tali says what a shit comeback. Yeah, Mr. Eontali. Yeah, afternoon, folks. How you doing, show? My Rising Party, great comeback yesterday. It was a great comeback, man. Yesterday, we were in the mud. Let's be honest, we were in the mud, we were in the shits, but things went well for us, man. And let's be honest, when Spurs scored all those 2 goals, I sat on my couch. I was in tears, man. I was hurt. I was in pain. I felt the pain. I felt so much pain. I was like, oh my God, here we go again. Spurs is whooping us again. And why does that have to happen over and over again? bear with me for a minute. Bear with me for a minute, man. Bear with me for a minute. Bear with me for a minute. Let me just see if I sent this man the link to this. Okay, cool, guys. I'm just gonna have to send the link to one of my co-hosts so he can come on. He missed the game reaction yesterday, but as I said, amazing support yesterday. Amazing, incredible. 800 people watching live. That's what we want. Let's get those 800 people all the time watching. Where are you guys? Stop hiding. There's 1,648 of you subscribed to the channel. Yesterday, 800 of you came out. It shows that most of you are out there, but maybe it's the time. I get it. I am in Ireland, same time as UK time. Maybe the time is different. Champs win ugly. That's true. Champs win ugly. Okay, let me just send the link to one of my co-hosts, and then we can start the show. The title of this show is it's the reaction to Pep's post-match interviews. Pep spoke a lot yesterday. There was a lot of things he spoke about. So we're gonna break down those things. Let me just send this invite to my co-host so he can join us to the show. As the co-host is coming, guys, make sure you like the video. If you're on Twitter, retweet, guys. Retweet upon them. Retweet, guys. Retweet. Come on, retweet. Retweet that link, man. Share it with everybody. Share it with your dog. Call your dog. Call everybody outside to come and see this. So we're about to cook in about a few minutes. Let me just get Gudorodian, aka Carl, on so that he can also join in on the cookout here. Let me just read a few comments. Luca AFC says, "How are you? I'm good, mate. Guys, this guy has a very good Arsenal channel. Go check out his channel. Very good content. Lovely, man. Passionate. As Andrew says, champs win ugly. Guys, Andrew says, hit the like button. Anthony in the house. Anthony. How you doing, man, Anthony? Anthony says, hello, Pat. How you doing, man? How are you doing, Mr. Anthony? Hopefully we see you soon on the channel. Okay, I have sent the link over to Carl. Now let's start off. Look, guys, after the match, there was a few things said by Pep Guardiola. I don't have the I didn't get time to make notes, but I have the notes already in my head because I've been watching the videos. I'm gonna start off with what he said about passion. Pep Guardiola said in his post-match interview, he was being interviewed by Sky, that I don't see my team in sometimes. I don't see my team, and I miss my team. I want my team back. But he also made an example, which I don't know what he was trying to get, what angle he was trying to get at. He said, Lewis is 18 years old and he was fouled 4 times. Nobody came to defend him. That's what he says. He says Lewis was fouled 4 times and he's just 18 years old. He's one of the kids in the team and no one came to defend him. I don't know what he meant by that. Then he started mentioning that all the big guys like Kyle Walker, De Bruyne are on the bench, Laporte on the bench, big guys, Bernardo on the bench, but nobody came to defend him. I don't know what he's trying to say. Is he trying to say there's no passion in this team? Is that an example of passion? Then he goes on to say also that I don't see the desire, the hunger, the fire. And then he looks at the report and said, do you think during the second half I went and talked about tactics? No, I didn't. All came out was passion, desire. That's all that came out, and that's how we won that game. Carl, listen to such statements from the manager. I'm going to mention a few other things, so maybe you can explain to me that maybe I'm getting them wrong. He says 18-year-old Lewis was on the floor 4 times. He never saw anybody fighting for him. And then he says at halftime, he didn't say anything about tactics. All he spoke about was passion and desire and fight and willing to play football. He didn't see his team on the pitch. What do you think Pep is trying to angle at?
Good morning, Pat. Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land.
You're back on the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to True City Fan. Great game yesterday. I watched it back again. I understand what he's saying because I experienced it myself. I've talked to you many times online and offline about my team that I coached last season, how they won 28 games, didn't lose a game.
Yeah.
And I talked about the fact that whenever we have a challenge against a team, one of the teams that we play against is the worst team in the league. The worst team in the league. But we always scrimmage with them. We always practice with them. And what happens in the game is that somehow, because we're familiar and we think we're better, we drop our levels, we play to their level. And the hardest thing to do is to get the players to play at the level at which they are accustomed to. So when Guardiola comes about and says he doesn't recognize his team, he wants more, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the fact that let's not get complacent. Let's not think that we're the stuff. Let's play to the level that we can play at for 90 minutes. Not just the players, but also the fans. I'm at home watching the game. I'm saying, what's wrong with these local fans? You're in the stadium. It's a Category A game that we know we need to win. They need your support, and you guys are as silent as a church rat. What is going on? You're waiting for the first goal to go in, or you have PTSD because the Spurs? Back your team, guys. Make some noise. Back these guys. That's what we're talking about. It's the complacency that creeps in because you win every single time. It's the fire you need to push this team ahead.
That's what he said. Yeah. He said he says he wants a reaction from the whole organization. Yeah. So that's a shot to the people upstairs too. He says, I want a shot, I want a reaction from the whole organization, my friend. So basically he's not just talking about fans. He says the whole organization. I think he feels that maybe even the organization themselves, I think there's a hint, Carl. You know, I know people say, oh, City won't do business in January, but did that come out of Pep? Because the media says Pep was calling Maximo Peron saying you're gonna come into the first team. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together. You know me, I always put 2 and 2 together. He's passionate to no, just wait. He says he's passionate to pull in a new midfielder, right? And then he says, I want a reaction from the whole organization. I sat there, I was like, is he trying to say that maybe he also proposed something like a spark, you know, Carl, I want new legs, and then they told him that it's cool, you can do it with these people.
We can't make that stretch because we don't know, right? It's hard to make that stretch because we don't know. We don't know what happens. Right? What we do know is that clearly he thinks that to get to the level at which they're at, some of the big boys who are there have to up their game. Bernardo Silva, you have to do better. De Bruyne, you got to up your game. He's telling us, I would rather play Rico Lewis at right back and Ake at left back than Joao Cancelo and Walker because of the fire that they have, because they want to prove something.
Yeah, they're passionate. That's what he said. He talked about them.
I would rather play Akanji, right?
Rodri, he named Rodri as one of the guys who is having passion.
You know, I'd rather play Akanji at centre back instead of Laporte because I know he's hungry to make a point. I'd rather play Alvarez in an unusual position because then he's hungry. Mahrez has picked up his game. Even Jack has picked up his game. So the difference between the first and I called you halftime, right? And this is why
you did, yeah.
I talk about me and Patrick have a good relation, because when I'm frustrated, I don't go on Spaces and moan and shout. It's pointless. You're feeding the rival fans. I call my friend Patrick and we have a real discussion. I'm frustrated. He's frustrated. But we calm each other down. We have perspective and we go again. Yeah, I remember the last thing we talked about before the halftime was that we were saying, oh, it's over. Let's just not watch the game again. We're not watching the game on Wolves. And we said, okay, let's see what happens in the second half. Maybe we can come back. And then we said, okay, let's see what happens. And there we go. Right? But again, going back, the passion from the fans, from the organization, from the players is what we need. And it's no surprise, Patrick, because this team has won everything in England. It's hard to go again and again and again. This is what we needed at this point in time. What Guardiola said was the right thing right now at the right moment. Anything else would have been thick. This is what he needed to say to push.
Yeah, he had to. I think this was the time to say it. This was the time to say it. Let me just welcome Miguel says, big up at how you doing, Miguel? Anthony says, are all the fans going to the next game? I'm pretty sure they are. The next game is a home game against Wolves. Another thing, Anthony, which some fans pointed out, which is true, is yesterday there was also a lot of tourists. There's even people in Man United jerseys. So I don't know what the fans were trying to say, but overall, I think Pep was just trying to say, guys, my away fans seem to be better than my home fans. That's what he said. Those are his words. Don't add at me. I'm just the messenger.
The away fans are a million times better than the home fans. A million times better.
Yeah, that's what he said in his press. He said that in his press. How you doing, Twisted? Pep showing the signs of an emotional breakdown. No, it's not an emotional breakdown. it's the right thing to say, Twisted. It's the right thing to say.
That's
Even right now,
if I may.
even after what happened to you, you Crystal Palace and United, when Crystal Palace drew,
Patrick,
I think Vieira had to come out and say the same thing also.
Patrick, if I just may, okay, Twisted, listen, you don't understand football. I'm sorry. If you think that's an emotional breakdown, you don't understand football. And these are the kind of comments that you get that makes me realize that either people don't have an education or there's something not wrong with how people think. How can you watch that and say he's having an emotional breakdown? He's telling you facts as a coach, what he wants from his players. And you're saying he has an emotional breakdown?
You know what it is, Carl? I wouldn't
Please,
say it's an emotional breakdown.
Adam, how can any rational human being who watches football talk like
You know
that?
what? You know what it is, Carl? It's a difference between mental breakdown
I don't get it.
and passion. Look, there's a difference between passion and a mental breakdown. And what I see is
Adam, it's
this
not
is a
even a
passion
mental
from Pep.
breakdown, Adam. It's not even
I
a mental
know.
breakdown. If
I'm
you
saying to these
understand,
people,
if you understand the game, look, go watch NBA and NFL. Go watch Phil Jackson of Chicago Bulls, right? Go watch Michael Jordan, right? These guys, to get to that level, you have to be on it every single game. Even in life, even in school, when I was growing up, when I was in college, right, university, to compete and to get A's at every level, you have to be on it, especially in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria, right, you can come fifth in the class and get 99%. Because 4 people got 99.9%. You have to be on it. That's the levels. My 6-year-old kid, you know what I tell him? You must have 10,000 touches of the ball every 3 months, or else you're not going to play professional football. You're not going to play. That's the level. That's the level. So let's talk about emotional breakdown, because he's making a case for all of us to learn from. I just don't understand it.
Yeah. So anyway, Adam, do you have anything to add on that? When Pep said he was given a big example of Rico, he kept on mentioning Rico over and over again. He says Rico is bringing in energy, and Rico looks at Rico plays as if he says, "This is the job I want. I want a better contract. I want to stay here forever." What is he trying to? Like, what is
Rico?
Is there issues in this squad that you think so at the moment with desire?
Like what Carl has been saying in the WhatsApp group and privately to me and you as well, yeah. It's that some of these players, I don't know whether it's they've lost some hunger because they've already won the Premier League, you know. But whenever I see Rico Lewis here, I see the hunger in him and the desire to somewhat say impress Pep and do what Pep wants him to do. It's like, I want to do best and achieve the best in my future. You know, I want to stay at this club and represent the club and have the best future at this club. You know, so you can see the hunger compared to say the senior players in a sense. That's what I'm getting at, and that's what Carr has been saying to us that some of these players, when you see them starting, they have more hunger, like a Rico Lewis and an Ake. They have a more hunger than some of these youngsters, than these senior players.
Maybe because it went to playing people based on name. I think it went where we were playing people based on name. You know.
No. It is normal. Let me explain this to you guys. This is normal. It's human behavior. When you've had the same thing over and over and be successful, there normally is going to be a drop-off. The question is, does a manager inject new blood and put some fire behind people's behind to get them to kickstart themselves? It's normal. I mean, how many times I have to explain this to people? This is normal human behavior. You have to have an external factor, an external push to get you back to where you are. After you've won so many times, it's normal that the human mind gets complacent. It's what happens. Even in societies, when you become complacent, you begin to lose your edge. You need something to catalyze you to make it happen again, which is what he did yesterday, which is what he's doing with Rico Lewis and Nathan Ake and Akanji and Alvarez. The question is, what do they do the next game? Are we going to see the fire? Was that enough from Pep yesterday, which was perfect, to drive that level that we need to go on 18 games or 19 games? Because that's what he wants. He's saying, I want this performance. Listen, we're second in the league, 5 points behind Arsenal. He's saying that's not good enough. I want it to be where I know you can, because I want to go on a run.
Yeah, he said
And that's
this
what
is not the
America does.
team. This is not the team I know. This is not my team.
Exactly. He knows what he expects. He knows the levels. He's saying, this is not the team I know. This is not my team. You're still second, 5 points behind Arsenal to play them twice. What is he telling us? He's saying, I'm coming for you, Arsenal, because when my team comes, when my team that I know comes, I'm gunning for you. I'm coming for you. Because he knows the next couple of weeks, it is critical to get to that level. Now that everybody's fit, it's a perfect time.
He said about Arsenal also. He said, I know last week I said I don't care about the Prem. He's like, what I meant by I don't care about the Prem is I don't care about the Prem. I care more about my team. I want to see my players. I want to see my team. I want to see the desires. And he says, I want to beat Arsenal, my friend. That's what he says. I want to beat Arsenal. I want to be able to beat Arsenal. But he says right now, how we're playing, we want to beat Arsenal. But I want to beat Arsenal. He says, I want to beat Arsenal.
And that's exactly what he needs to say, to put some fire behind some people's behind, right? That's exactly what he needs to say. Because Arteta knows that when Pep is like that, they're in trouble. Believe me. See, there's a game I played, just some time, right? I played against a team, bottom league, right? Halftime, we were 2-0 up. I called my team. I said, that was the shittiest game you've ever played. We're 2-0 up. I said, that's not who you are. How you're playing to their level. Go and play to your level. I know what you can do. They went out there, banged 3 more goals. It was 5-0. It's psychology. It is psychology. It is getting to the levels that you expect the team to be at. This is human behavior. This guy is a genius in motivating players to get to certain levels. He knows it.
Okay. So we have Hamza.
What was the difference between the first half and the second half? You know what the difference was? Second half, the handbrake was off. The player said, screw it. We're going for this. We don't care.
Carl,
but at the end of the day, it's that desire also. They have to bring that desire. Go ahead, Adam.
I've realized as well, but the second half, we were not great. We were okay. But when
second half,
Pep took them into the second half, I could see the hunger and the desire there, like what you've been saying. I saw a change there, you know?
Do you know what he said, Adam? He says it's not even, Adam, he even said it's not tactics. He looked at Sky Sports and said, do you think I went in the halftime and spoke about tactics? No, it doesn't even tactics. It's desire and hunger and fire in the belly. So Hamza, looking at this, this is the funny thing is, I said at the beginning of the season, and then I was told I'm a plastic fan. I said we're winning, but look at this team, man. We look like we don't want it. And when we were against Fulham, I said, nah, something isn't right here. So Hamza, Pep said body language last time, but he did not want to expose things. But yesterday he went on one mad one. He says, I want to win against Arsenal. So he says, I. Do you know what that means when he says I? He's trying to say, I have the desire to continue, to get a third trophy. But the other side, he said, I want a reaction. Then the guy said, do you want a reaction from your players, Hamza? And he says, no, from the whole organization. He says, I think fans are just sitting there thinking, because we've won, we'll have to cheer. Somebody said it was happening at United in 2006, and Fergie called it out. Somebody posted that. Alex Ferguson even called it out. That guys, I know we've won, but there's no point of just keeping quiet. We still need you as a team. Don't just expect us to walk on that pitch and win. So Hamza, after you hear all this, I'm going to move on to the other things he said. But after you hear all this, do you think there's something he's trying to say to the organization and something he's trying to say to the fans and the football players?
I think, big up to everyone, man. I hope everyone's good, man. Salaam alaikum. I was just going to say, I think, you know what Pep said?
Alaikum salam.
I think everything he said, I think he's right. I think he's trying to, like Gundo said, put some fire on their backside. They need that. They look in the first half, right, against Spurs. I feel like we weren't physical enough. Like we weren't going for those challenges. Like, when we had Fernandinho and Vincent Kompany, and the way they were aggressive, and they would go in, they'd dive in, wipe them out. We need to get physical. Like in the first half, we were not physical at all. They were bullying us. Not bullying us and in terms of keeping the ball and attacking us and completely overplaying us. No, not that. When I mean bullying, I mean they were hustling us. They were putting us to the floor. They kept fouling. All right, it's a foul. Fair enough. But we should go back for them, not foul back, but get aggressive, get tight on them. Where's that aggression from that defense? When we have Ruben Diaz in, I see that because Ruben Diaz brings that into the defense. He's a physical defender. Ruben Diaz, there's a lot of things that he does reminds me of what Vincent Kompany did for us. The leadership, the physicality, everything. And I feel like Pep and Pep's right when he said, don't get ahead. We won, but there's still a lot of work to do. I completely agree. Because the standards at Manchester City compared to other clubs, our standards is very high. And he's not trying to show disrespect to Tottenham, but I think he's not dumb, Patrick, Gundo, Adam. He knows Tottenham are not a great team. They're not doing well this season. His team is more than capable of getting back. Even if we were 3 or 4-0 down, I'm sure we can get back from them. They're not a great team. So I think I forgot what I was going to say now. I just feel like he's not trying to hype up this win.
I'll tell you this, right? This win, if we had lost that game, Pep won't say what he said last night.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
100%. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Can I ask you guys something? Can you hear me properly?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Because my mic has stopped working. So all this time, this mic stopped working. I thought it was working again, but it's not working. Yeah, but it looks like it's the mic from the camera. Go ahead.
Hamza, let's be clear.
Go ahead, Gundo. Yeah.
If we had lost that game yesterday, he won't say anything. He will talk about, we need time, we need this, we need that. He won't come out. This is psychology. If you don't understand coaches' psychology, this is what coaches do. When you win the game and they want to make a point, they slam you.
Yeah.
And say it's not good enough. This is what we do. This is what we do, right? When things are bad and you expect them to slam you, they say they played well, they were unlucky, yada, yada, it's football, etc. This is what we do.
It's a confidence booster. It's almost like a confidence booster.
But this is what coaches do. It's all psychology.
I think at the same time, with him selecting the players after the win, it's like a confidence booster as well. Because Pep knows that they are a lot better. They can be a lot better than what we did yesterday. We can do a lot better than that, and I think Pep knows that.
Yeah, we can. And do you know what? Let me just move away from those words. Let me go to the other words he said. As I said from the beginning, he kept on giving an example of Lewis. I want to speak on Lewis, guys. Pep keeps mentioning him a lot. Looking at the games Lewis has played, right, so far, the games he's played as a player, do you think right now, I'm not saying don't base it on names, based on form and based on what's working, do you think Lewis should be playing as the first choice right back going forward? Until maybe in certain games he has to be dropped, maybe just because we want to play Walker because of certain things. Because we talk about merit, right? We say don't play people based on names. Carl, we've said that multiple times, right? Based on merit, has Lewis earned his spot?
It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say. The question is what happened yesterday enough for Walker to get back to the levels that he was at? Because if Walker gets back to the level he's at, then Walker starts and Lewis comes in certain games. What we now know, what we all now have seen is that we don't need to buy a right back. Let's be clear.
I've said this.
Even rival fans from Liverpool, from United, from even Chelsea, my most hated rival fans are saying, my God, Rico Lewis.
He's amazing.
Right back is done. We don't need a right back. Right?
We don't.
Now, for me, right, Nathan Ake is what we need at that left back position.
Okay, for now. Because of the way we're playing right now, the 3-box-3. We're playing the 3-box-3. Instead, we're playing the 3-box-3 right now, right? Ake defensively is what we need back there. Solid. Remember, Ake played against Liverpool. Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yep.
Right? United didn't get beat.
Yep.
And also now he's played against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Right? He kept his own. Remember that save against Kane, when Kane almost hit the ball. When he headed the ball over Kane. Right?
Yeah.
If that was Cancelo, I love Cancelo, that ball goes in the net.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
So for me, Right now, I think we're good. What Pep is saying is not about tactics, it's not about the players, it's about the
It's about
desire.
desire.
That's it.
It's the same team.
It's
They're
the
playing the
stomach.
same
It's in the
football.
stomach.
Yep. So okay, so now, Carl, looking at all this, at the point where you and me, and I was honest yesterday when I was doing the reaction, and Hamza, you were there with me, isn't it?
Yes, brother. Yeah.
You were don't smoke. Hamza, we did very good numbers yesterday. 800 people were watching us. It wasn't actually 90, it was actually 800. I didn't know
800?
that. Yeah, 800 were watching us live. I didn't know that because there's something wrong with YouTube. Like it says 90 this, but when you just see that 90, it's usually 100 above people watching you. I found out it was 800 people watching us, man, yesterday as we spoke,
crazy.
which is amazing, man. That was crazy stuff. Guys, looking at that match, where when we saw the lineup, I think I wrote you a message, Carl. I said, "What is Pep thinking?" He dropped the core of the City team. He dropped the best players in the world, best left-sided defender. But can I also mention about somebody, who he didn't drop? Did you notice he dropped everybody who's big except one individual, John Stones? Guys, John Stones was injured and he just walked back in this. Guys, John Stones is underrated. John Stones is the best English defender right now, whether you like it or not. This guy's underrated.
Hamza, how many times have I said John is the glue that keeps the defense together? How many times have I said that?
Millions of times.
John is the guy. I'm telling you right now, John Stones is the guy that keeps. John was impeccable yesterday.
Amazing.
Oh my
Amazing.
God.
Not even 1 foot wrong, to be honest. I think he had a very good game. I think, the way he is, just the way he's, the leadership, again, like I said, obviously Diaz is not there. He has to step up. And
Did you see Diaz on the touchline, Hamza, though? I like that.
Really, Patrick, I loved it, but I just.
Do you see that? Yeah.
What did you do?
High five. Okay, so you know how I was telling Michael that Diaz, these guys, you people like saying, "Oh, Diaz has been making mistakes." I was like, I get it, but the mistakes Diaz makes are not major as the mistakes we've seen recently. And I was like, also him talking to people, it keeps you focused as a football player. Carl, the time when Grealish did the tackle, Diaz was screaming, "Well done." And then when Grealish did something at the corner, this is Diaz on the touchline. He was on the touchline talking the whole time, pointing at people where they have to stand, pointing at where the throw-in is, arguing with the referee. And then what I saw, that this is the reason why he was voted captain, even though there's odd people. He gave high five to Jack. He actually ran all the way from his warm-up, gave him a high five, pushed him and said, "Go on," you know what I mean? Go on. And remember, Hamza, he was talking to them the whole time, isn't it? Do that, do this, do that. That's what you need. And then when he walked on the pitch, he just walked on the pitch a few minutes. You already started putting his shots up already, how he puts them, and started pointing at people where to be. So that can't just stay there. It was defended well. That throw-in and set piece was defended well. This is why you need Diaz. This whole thing of one season wonder. Yes, I get it, but guys, he's your leader at the back, and that's what Pep needs. You need people sometimes in this team to talk.
We are in a battle of minds with our fan base.
Oh no, literally. Man, it's horrible. It's horrible.
We are in a battle for the minds of our fan base. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but my point to you is have some faith in these players, guys. Come on.
100%.
I've stopped interacting with some clowns on my WhatsApp group and because it's no point. Because you're trying to make an argument, say, guys, now is the time for us fans to back this team and support them. They've won 4 out of 5. Yes, maybe they're being complacent, but now it's time to put fire behind their bellies. We can all do that. And I get things like, oh, Edison did that, or Diaz didn't do that, or he made a mistake, or Edison did this. Who was responsible for the 4th goal, the pre-assist? Who killed the game off for us? Edison, without ball from the back. Did Edison make a mistake in the game? Yes, he did.
But he made up for it.
Edison
he apologized for it on Instagram.
Patrick, Edison plays 3,500 minutes every year in the Premier League. 3,000. He makes 10,000 decisions in the whole season. Out of 10,000 decisions, he makes 1 or 2 mistakes. Is that not magnificent? Is the glass not half full? Yes, he made a mistake. But that fourth goal that kills a game doesn't happen unless Edison passes the ball all the way through the middle and Mahrez gets onto it to score that goal.
That's literally what I said, Gundo, in the space yesterday. I think you were there, but then you left eventually. I think I was mentioning. Yeah. There was one guy. Did you hear me talk about Edison at one point? No, you didn't. It was Veta. Basically, one guy goes, "Oh, Edison's rubbish. He's done this. He's done that. He makes so many mistakes." I said, "Okay, let me ask you this: in Pep's philosophy is starting from the back, going to the front, keeping the ball, whatever, right? Edison is the best at that. Okay, his shot stopping's not great. That can be improved. But the main thing is the way we play, our play style, Pep's philosophy, he is perfect for that. And a lot of people don't understand how many times he's got us out of trouble as well. Our fan base tends to look at Edison's problems rather than, the positive things that he does.
Hamza, how many mistakes has Alisson made this season?
A lot.
Made
and
loads.
Hugo Lewis. And
He's
Hugo, World Cup winner.
Yeah, Alisson and Lloris have made so many more mistakes than Edison. And they're setting Edison more. I don't get it.
It's just like, let me read the comments here. Mahrez was Mahrez yesterday. Mahrez was on fire yesterday. Let me read the other comments I missed up there. I think I missed a few. Oh, geez, I missed a lot. Okay. Andrew says he's talking about fighting for the team. Like they give up on the season already. They need motivation. But why? Pep giving a warning and trying to fire players, fans, everyone. That's true. That's very true. Very Spursy last night. However, that performance of champions, it is the performance of champions. Dak, go subscribe to Dak's channel. Very good Liverpool fan. And I know you wrote the status that this is City have just shown the champions. Guys, some people are saying it's just Spurs. But at the end of the day, Spurs always have our number, and we always gift them goals. And once we gift them, they lock up. He summed up. He said some of the players want too much, so desire isn't there. He is spot on. I miss Fernandinho and company. That's true, Andrew. Pep needs to look at himself. He sold all the wingers and replaced them with midfielders. Yeah, you can say that, but they still need desire.
It's not about that.
Yeah, but they still need desire.
It's not even about that.
Yeah, it's about desire.
Last year, did we lose when we had wingers? We lost now.
Yeah.
Spurs beat us with wingers last year now, twice.
Yeah, it's all about desire. Pep's message could be specifically directed to True City fan Gondrolian, Adam, and the McKinnon Way and Veta EDC. Remember how the players and clubs were talking about Veta coming with the jokes there. Go subscribe to Veta's channel.
I think he's talking about Veta gamers because Veta gamers is always afraid and always scared whenever he would play Spurs.
Twisted says Alex Ferguson kept motivating strong for 2 decades. Why is Pep struggling? He's not struggling. It happens, man. It happens.
So, Patrick, I talked to a United fan on Sunday. This guy's like 60 years old, a deep United fan, right?
Yeah.
Here's what he told me. He said that Sir Alex Ferguson would not win what he won in this current Premier League cycle. He says it's impossible. And this is a guy who's a United fan, generations. He says Sir Alex Ferguson would not win what he won in this current Premier League dispensation because it's too competitive. Everybody has money.
You know what's crazy, Matt? Just 2 seconds.
This idea that Pep is struggling where Sir Alex had it all good, are two different dispensations. The same Sir Alex was bashed by Pep twice in the UCL final. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I know, but look, you know what? I'll go to Hams after after a few comments. Let me just recall. Cadinho says, I think some of the players feel that they are comfortable and probably won't lose their place. That's what Pep said. He says the fans are comfortable. The organization is comfortable. Pep went after everybody. The smoke was even for the organization, Hamza. He says the organization is comfortable, the fans are comfortable, and majority of us here are comfortable. He says, I want to win. I want to beat Arsenal. When he said I, he didn't say we. He said I. I knew what he was trying to say. He says some of us are coming here to win, and then the organization is... This is what I'm saying. Pep is also throwing... I'm telling you, Carl, I think he's also throwing shots at the organization, saying we're comfortable. We think we are on top. This also brings us to these things, Carl, and I know people say it doesn't matter. I just feel like we were comfortable, Carl. If you think of it as an organization, Carl, Hamza, and Adam, we were comfortable. Do you remember what we said when we sent Raheem to Chelsea? We sent Jesus to Arsenal, Zinchenko. I feel Some people might say, no, it doesn't matter. Those players don't care. I think that was still a level of comfortability. Guess who Pep name dropped yesterday, Carl? Guess who?
Who?
Zinchenko. He said, we miss Zinchenko, a player with desire, a player who, it doesn't matter if he wins, he's going to give 110%. I'll send you the clip. He named drop Zinchenko.
I saw that, but then let's not get carried away that somehow.
No, but you get my point, what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that desire has to be there. Because remember, he used to, the same way he's giving an example of Rico Lewis, he used to use Zinchenko as an example. I think he's trying to say we need characters like that no matter if you are winning, they still have the desire to play. So let's read a few things. He says, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new, everyone. Guys, subscribe to the channel. Yesterday, it was amazing. We got to 1,648. About 15 subscribers joined yesterday. 15 of you joined us yesterday. So it looks like we're doing good work. I want to thank Don't Smoke, Hamza, Kao, Adam, everybody, Veta, who comes on the game, Mike, who comes on the Northern game, on the channel. Everybody who comes on the channel, McCunion Way, everyone. This is because of you people. Everybody likes a personality. You never know. Somebody's a fan of somebody. That's why they come here. Let's move on to a few things before I bring in Mike. Mike, I'm pretty sure you're at the gym. Both our teams need fresh players. We need to freshen up with fresher ideas and hungrier players. There are some players who might want to leave now. They have won what City have and what they have at City and Liverpool. He's right. Doug is right. I think I was talking with Doug on a show, Carl, and he was agreeing with me that both City and Liverpool seem to have players who have won, and they're like, where else can we go? Where else can we go? What else can we do?
Pat, this is what I've been saying for months now to the fan base. I keep saying, guys, the three teams that have won everything in the world between Liverpool, City, and Chelsea right now are not themselves for different reasons. It's hard for a human being to keep that level every game for 38 games, for 5,000 minutes. It's hard. It's human nature. And it takes a Pep to come out and say things like that yesterday to try and light the fire again. It's normal human behavior. But what we need to do as fans is to stay there and back them and believe and drive them and hope. That's what we need to do in the bad moments, not to castigate them and tell them how rubbish they are and sell them and, oh, he's not good enough. And I'll give him, for me, I used to get on Jack's back. But I promised myself this. I said, Jack is a human being. He's trying. I'm going to cut him slack because he could be my son. So let's see what he can do. So I stayed off of him.
On that note, Carl, yesterday, I think Hamza, I did apologize to Jack, didn't I, Hamza? I wasn't aware of his game. Yes. So, Carl, as we are here, we want the biggest Mahrez hater, Adam, come outside, you fraud. Adam, I'm giving you the opportunity to apologize to Riyad Mahrez.
No. He needs to apologize to Mahrez. And he needs to apologize
because Patrick, Hamza is my witness. Yeah, when Mahrez and Carl is my witness. Yeah, when Mahrez performed, yeah, I don't know which game it was. Yeah, when he scored the goal, I congratulated him, and then since then,
you're the biggest hater. You even have a tattoo saying "I hate Mahrez" right on your shoulder. Anyway, let's read what the Veta Games is saying. Pep has made some errors. That is acceptable. No manager is perfect. What he wants to see is that no matter what instructions he gives the players, they need to show maximum effort. I think the players are receiving the instructions, but yesterday was passion and desire, because as soon as City just showed passion, it was the same football,
exactly.
Passing football.
Errors. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where it's going on. People, the same team went out in the second half, and their desire was at 100%. And they scored 4 unanswered goals. 4 goals. Could have been 5.
And nothing was changed. No tactics, no lineup.
It's desire.
That's it.
Desire is not there. Because do you know what I saw, guys? I saw fast football. When was the last time we saw fast football from City?
There's a word for it. It's called verticality.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's called
But
grit. All of a sudden,
but
Jack Grealish was unafraid to take players on. Did you notice that?
yeah, do
The
you hear
win,
his
yeah.
interview? Him and Maris though. This is the second time Maris and Jack has said it that me and Maris, I think they're making a friendship. It's becoming a close friendship. He says we spoke to each other. Say, let's just go direct. He
Go
says we
direct.
spoke. Yeah, let's just go
Let's go
direct. So I
direct.
think they went direct. And Hugo Lewis is the first choice right back. I would say that right now. Hugo Lewis is Italian. Doug says, Michael, are you with us?
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah. So, Michael, what is your opinion on Pep saying this is not my team. This team is not the team I think we made. I need more passion and desire from the organization, the players, and the fans. What is he trying to say? Is he trying to hint that maybe as fans we become complacent and we become spoiled, that we just expect wins for no reason without putting in the effort of supporting the team? As players that relax because they've won so many Premier League and trophies, the players is like, what's the point of bothering? As fans at the home fans, he says my away fans are
Or better.
amazing, but the home fans, I need more. I need you back. So what do you think is happening? What do you think is hinting at?
I think he's hinting at everybody. I think he himself is mad. Like the fans are probably ungrateful, and he's using the trophies and the accolades to hide behind the fact that the team is playing shit. All right, sorry for my language, but the team is playing bad. So this is my view on it, and I'm not saying the fans should like saying pep out and all of that. That's not the case. I think just like other players are complacent, I think the manager himself was feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Because there's no way when has Pep lost back to back games like that, dropping points unnecessarily. So to me, I think maybe when they lost the first game, he went in, he tried to do his thing, he never woke the team up. They come back again, they lost again the second game, still never woke the team up. I think what the fans did by turning against him, which I don't think they did. I just think they was just a little bit upset. Really get under his skin, and that when he get under his skin, he relayed that to the players and get back under their skin with all the anger and energy and fight and all of that. And that's what they came out in the second half with and displayed. Because the first half against Tottenham was just like the first half against United. It's just regular. It's just flat. It's just no quick ball movement.
Robotic, yeah, robotic. No
Yeah,
emotion, nothing, no
it's just
passion.
the same routine. You move it left, you move it right, you move that pass. So and what Carl and all of y'all saying, the desire. So I think when he went in and all the fans booing at halftime, all that anger he just released in the dressing room and the players. So am I mad that the fans are cussing at Pep and saying Peppo? I'm not mad because that's the reaction I wanted. Now if they had lost, maybe I would have said the fans, it didn't work. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure the next game the fans not gonna say Pep out. They're not gonna say that. But I don't think Pep should escape the fact, escape the whole the criticism from everybody because he won 4 trophies, 4 out of 5 Premier League. No, that's 4 or 5 years ago. We in 2023. We want to see, yeah, the squad need a revamp. Yeah, we need to shake some players around, and some players might need to go because they've been here 7 years, 6 years, and they probably get comfortable on a new project. Okay, that's fine. But your job, I want to say your job, I mean, you were well paid. This is why we pay you to do and get this done.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
but the reality is that if the players themselves are not fired up and desire it, there's nothing the manager can do.
Yeah, and that's what he said yesterday in the interview.
Right.
That's what he said. When the guy asked him, what did he say? He said, it's my job to fire them up.
But then it's his job to fire them up, which is why in the second half you saw that desire. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 points of example, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first goal comes from one thing: Riyad Mahrez going on the outside for once. Even my wife was saying, why is this guy always coming back on his left foot against a back five? For the moment he goes on the outside, crosses the ball, bang, it's a goal. Alvarez. Jack now says, okay, if Riyad can go direct and no repercussions, maybe I can go direct. Now, Jack dribbling one-on-one, driving into the box. It's the players have to take responsibility. This control thing, get control. Before the game,
that's my point.
Give me a 6-2. Give me a 7-4.
You know what I mean?
Rather than
This
a
is what I've
1-0
been asking for.
Yeah.
You know, so this when I say, so this is what I say when I'm not mad.
For me to say pep out, for me is just I just can't do that.
No. Like,
it's Twitter. It's Twitter. That's why I told people that look on Twitter. Because I remember when I told Don Smoke, I was like, pep out, look at on Twitter what's happening. But at the end of the day, guys, I don't blame people. People like, look, guys, at the end of the day, as human beings, people have got different gauges. Some people's gauges not like this. Like even the boos. I'm sorry, guys. When I saw the boos, I was like, oh my God, maybe that's what we need. I said it here. I was talking to my brother. I was told my brother. My brother is like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. I think I've never seen. Maybe a long time ago. I've never seen them boo like that. I think the City fans kept it since Brentford. I think Brentford. The excuse was like, oh, the players are going to the World Cup, and then Everton, and then Carl. I just feel like the booing.
I hear you, Patrick.
It wasn't coming from a bad place. Patrick, I think it was frustration.
I hear you, Patrick. But on the flip side, right? You local fans are shocking for not supporting the team. It was quiet. I heard the Tottenham fans more than the local fans in the stadium. More.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
How can that happen at the Etihad Stadium, where Tottenham fans were taking the mick out of you and you were quiet, and then at halftime you're booing the fans? How dare you? If you were supporting the fans, the players, and then they conceded 2 goals, yes, boo all you want. But you yourself were sitting uncomfortable on your jacket, not saying a damn thing, not saying a word. We were 3,000 miles away. I can hear Tottenham fans singing, Harry Kane is one of our own. How dare you? The away fans, we can hear them in California. The home fans, not a peep. And then you're booing afterwards. They should boo you too. That's why Riyad put his finger to his mouth and said shush to the fans. I'm okay with booing.
But it's a double-edged sword though. It's a double-edged sword though. You like for me, I liked the booing because of one thing.
Shouting with my voice, right? And I'm screaming, and the players don't perform. I'm booing you. Oh, 100%. But if I'm sitting down there looking with my shrimp in my mouth and my pie, and I'm not saying the damn word.
But Carl, like what you're saying, the players are complacent because they won so much. Okay. That's what I'm saying in the first half. What's there to cheer about? It's the same. Move the ball left, move the ball right.
Mikey, it's when the team is down is when you cheer. It's when you support.
But you got to understand, we've been losing over and over from the other day.
That's when you support,
I think the fans needed something.
But that's when you support. The fans need to give too.
Now, Gundo, you know what it is?
When you support, not when you're up.
Yeah, Gundo, I said this on Twitter.
How do I explain this now?
Yeah, go on. Explain.
Think about the Liverpool game, right?
Listen to me, Carl. I know what you're saying, but I'm just trying to understand why they was reacting.
Game, right? We were 8 points behind Liverpool, right? That game was crucial. Right from the whistle, the fans are on it. It fuels the team, and you get a reaction. If the fans, I guarantee you, if that game the fans weren't on it, we lose that game to Liverpool. Liverpool win the title.
But Carl, in our home games ever since Pep took charge, that's arguable the best home performance from the fans ever. That game that Leroy Sané when we scored the 2-1 with the John Stones players and all of that.
Champions League, even the Tottenham game, the fans were on it. That's what all I'm saying is that it's a two-way street, right?
Yeah, just let Mikey finish.
Sorry, go ahead, Mikey.
You know, so like. I understand what Carl's saying, and I'm listening to everybody, you too, Patrick, and I'm understanding what you're saying. But I just think what happened is just inevitable. I think that's what they wanted. I think the fans play a part into that waking up, and I just hope, this is the run we're going to go on. You know that that's the players, but the players see, hey, the fans was booing, and the manager's upset, and you know put it into the blood now. So in training, it ain't no coming and smiling for no camera. Like, it's time to get serious. It's business time. You know what I mean? This for the Premier League. I hope it goes over into the Champions League team. It's time to kick team from the first second. Like when
Yeah,
we
as
come
Pep
out in the
said.
second half,
Yeah,
come
as
out
Pep said.
gunning.
Yep. Yep. He says we
So
go down
now the
2-0
desire
against
might
Arsenal, we
be up.
lose. Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? So now the desire might
Pep,
kick
Pep,
in a little bit more, and
Pep is
Grealish
always. Look,
would run more.
I guarantee you, right? I guarantee you this, right?
Uh-huh.
Mark this day. Mark my word. When this team plays Arsenal, you're going to see fire. I'm telling you, man.
Oh no! I believe that. I said that. Arsenal gonna lose to City. Arsenal not gonna beat us.
One thing I learned about this game, Don't Smoke, is that if this game happened last year without no Erling Haaland and Julian Alvarez, we lose this game. I'm telling you.
True.
We don't come back.
True. And I Gundo, you touched a perfect point. And I told first afternoon everyone on the panel, right? I told Patrick the same thing. That the only coming thing for me yesterday, even though we went 2-0 down, was me knowing that Haaland and Alvarez are both on the pitch. I was like, all we need is just chances. And that's all it took. Because people don't understand, whenever we used to lose to Spurs, it's not that they outplayed us, it's because we missed our chances and they took theirs. That was the only difference. So
go ahead. Don't smoke.
So all I was like, you know what? Regarding Grealish, hence the reason I don't even say sorry is because Grealish and Mahrez, all we were saying is take initiative. And the reason why I used to ask for Palmer is not that Palmer is better than them, but just Palmer takes initiative to take a man on and go direct and go down the byline. And we saw Mahrez is good enough to do it. And yesterday he showed it. Same thing with Grealish. And this is all we've been asking for. Take your man on, go down the byline and put the ball inside the 6 yard and see what happens. And that's
Smoke,
all.
did you see that recovery run? Did you see that recovery run from Jack Grealish? I was afraid for his hamstring. Did you guys see that recovery run?
I knew he'd be all right.
But Carl, Grealish been had it.
Yeah.
No, not to that level yesterday.
No.
Yesterday,
not to that level. I agree.
But can we give flowers to Mikey for supporting Grealish even in his lowest moment? Big up to you, man. Big up to you.
And that's fair play. All I'm saying is that to Michael, especially to Michael, is that let's not see. Yesterday, I didn't go on Spaces at halftime because I know what's going to happen. Adam, you're the culprit here, right? I called Patrick up and said, Patrick, we had a conversation.
Somebody's echoing. Maybe
somebody mute their mic.
Yeah.
Right? At halftime, I called Patrick. I said, Patrick, let's have a conversation. Him and I were frustrated. And we talked back and forth. And we said, okay, let's give them some hope, right? Maybe. We just need to just calm down, just calm down.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Kao. I keep telling you as a friend. Like, people have good gauges. This is what I've noticed throughout my life. Because I used to be so calm at work. And when things happen, people look at me as like, Patrick, are you really letting this happen? And I'll be like, man, it's okay. But I started learning that people are different. Like, this is the reason why I tell people, let's not fight against these Twitter people. Everybody has a gauge. I've seen people who switch like that on Twitter. They switch, they're pissed off. I was pissed off yesterday. I said it in the WhatsApp group. This is over. Screw this. Because it was 2 minutes, 2 goals, and I have seen that story over and over again with this Pep side against Spurs. I'm not saying that Spurs always do one of us, but they get lucky. City gift them the games. I told somebody that, guys, there's a difference between City and Spurs. It's not like Spurs are incredible. We gift them the game and then they pack the bus and say, thank you for the gift, we'll go. So yesterday, I told Don't Smoke, I admitted it live on camera. I didn't want to lie. I said, when those 2 goals went in, I sat here before you called me and said, shit, here we go again, gifting this useless team. Emerson Royal, one of the worst right backs, has scored against us. And I was like, man, okay, maybe let me just admit, maybe this is not our season. It's Arsenal season. Fate has it. Sometimes shit happens. I said, I'm going to just... I even told you, Carl, Remember, I was so pissed off. I told you that I'm not gonna watch the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I
What did I
got
tell
pissed
you?
off. I was
What did I tell
here.
you?
No,
What did
you
I
were
say?
like, nah, man. Let's just continue. Let's just continue with the faith. But I was. Let me just read these comments. Let me read these comments first, and I'll go over one of you guys.
Adam
Michael
needs to
said,
come forth. Adam needs to come
Yeah.
forth, man. Adam.
yeah. wait. Before Adam comes forward, let's come down. RKO Stones have been your best defenders this season. That's true. Give credit to Rico. Yeah, I'll talk about Rico in a few minutes. I just sent you something, Carl. Just saying on your WhatsApp. Somebody sent me something while I was here. Yeah, Mahrez was here. Mahrez yesterday. At least you guys are not only 9th or 10th. Colin says,
"You're right, Doug.
Why does Edison do some mistakes even last season against United?" Yeah, we talked about the mistakes. We talked about the mistakes. Gundogan's legs are gone. Gundo was actually good yesterday. Gundo's legs are gone, but he was amazing.
Turned up. He turned up. He was really
good. Did Eddie get the Yeah, did Eddie get the assist for Mahrez? No, he didn't apparently. No, I thought it caught the defender, didn't it? It caught the defender.
So it was a pre-assist.
Yeah, your man caught it. That's why. Guys, Eddie, I don't know, he didn't, unfortunately. Gundogan said one thing which I liked, Carl. I know we've been bashing him that he's not here captain. Do you know what he said? My team, my team. He said my team. I like when he said that my team comes back. Maximo Peron in. Next season will be the season of the youngsters for City. Wow. Is he in yet? Yes, he did.
He's playing today.
Yeah, wow. If he does, yeah. So there's a question here. Do you think we should use this formation going forward? That goes to you. Is it Adam? People are saying you're quiet. Do you think we should use this formation going forward?
Not for every until the rest of players, until the senior players lift the standard of the play. Until the Cancelo, the Walker, and all of them lift the standard, the Phillips, all of them come back. Bernardo start focusing. Until they can do that, then
let me explain the system. So the system, and this is kind of what last season was what I played, Patrick, with my team, is 3-box-3. The problem with 3-box-3, to Mikey's point, is if you're not at it 100%, you'll have issues, right? So every player that plays that 3-box-3, especially in the box, Brighton plays the same thing as well. They have that box in the middle, right? You have to be at it. So Rico, Rodri, Gundogan, Alvarez, in this case yesterday, they were completely the box that killed off Tottenham in the second half. The directness, the passing, the movement, the pressing was there. If you're not at it, then you have to change something else, maybe 4-2-3-1 to be more conservative. But that 3-box-3 with Ake, Akanji, and Stones, that 3 at the back, the box in the middle of those 4, and the front 3, is what you have to do if you're gonna have Erling Haaland.
And imagine we have and Gundo. Imagine we have when Ruben Diaz is fully fit and back. Stones, Diaz in the middle, and then Ake on the left as the back 3. I think that would be good.
I think what happens, because Rico Lewis is so good in that middle outside. I mean, the kid is it's a freak. At 18 years old, to play that system in that way against Tottenham, against Liverpool, against Chelsea, and perform, it's a freak, Don Smoke. It's a freak.
I was just going to say, with Rico Lewis, the way he's playing. Like you guys can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was just saying, it's like the way Rico Lewis is playing. It's like if somebody has never watched football and they saw him for the first time, they think he's been playing for us all the time. And the way he's fitted in for us, I'm really happy for him, man. I can see a really bright future for the kid.
Look at that touch map.
Yeah, let me check this out.
Jeez, I mean, look at the screen. The touch map on the screen.
Well, to be fair, he was everywhere. To be fair, on that pitch, he was.
Gundo, to your point, I think to get the best out of Haaland, right? From what I saw yesterday, you want Alvarez next to him to do the work, because Alvarez has the engine to drive for 90 minutes. Whereby with KDB, he goes off a bit because he's not as young as he used to be, and plus his injury. So KDB will be much more conservative with his energy, because if you saw, we never let Tottenham out. We literally had to play long balls, and the good thing about yesterday is we never gave them the chance to overrun our midfield.
So, no, never.
to get the best out of Gundo as well. Because yesterday we got to see the best of Gundo. Because whereby Gundo didn't have to do much running as well and tracking back. Because
the best of Jack also. Don't smoke. Remember, you and me have been saying we would like to see Jack in midfield, but does he have the legs? Did you see yesterday? What he was doing.
Think about this, right? I talk about the fact that we played a 3-box-3. The box was Rodri, Rico, Alvarez, Gundogan. You have 2 Energizer bunnies in that middle. Are you surprised that they never got through the middle? Because we're closing down.
What was Don't Smoke about to say? What were you saying, Don't Smoke?
No. I was saying that the personnel in that box, because I think the issue has been it's never been about formation. It's been about the personnel. Because normally
desire.
Box, no, forget even desire. It's about age. Gundo and KDB in a box will never give you the amount of energy we got yesterday from Rico and Alvarez. And at the end of the day, when it comes to these kind of plays, it's all about complementing each other. Do these players complement each other's game? And yesterday we saw you have Alvarez behind Haaland. If the ball falls to any of those two, they can score. And that's what made us more of a threat. And plus now we finally saw the runs, which we've been talking about, where Sterling would make a run behind the defense. We saw 2 players who can make those runs. And you saw how we terrorized Tottenham.
Gundo.
Go ahead.
Is I'm just getting goosebumps right now because this game yesterday with the box was so reminiscent. Patrick, remember that game I talked about that I played against our rivals and we were 3-0 down in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
We played a 3-box-3, and the fact that we couldn't get out, we were terrible. It was counter-attack, bang, go, bang, go, bang, go. Then in the second half, what I told the team was, guys, why are we playing? This is not what we play. This is not who we are. Go back out there and play to your bloody level. Press up higher, more energy, more directness. Second half, 5 goals, Patrick. 5-3-1. I swear, this game yesterday was exactly so. I'm getting goosebumps. Exactly the same thing.
Gundo, I think you need to be
players, more energy
in the future. I think we need you.
Relax.
Hamza, the thing is that I'm learning from all these guys, from Arteta, from Pep, from all these guys, from the academy. And it was so weird that, 2-0 yesterday halftime, I was 3-0 down. Within like 5-10 minutes, I was 3-0 down. Players were sloppy. Second half, we go in with more energy, 5-3. We go in second half yesterday, 4-0, 4-2. Why? Because of the energy level, the desire was there. The desire.
Yeah. So,
Rico,
let me read some of these comments. Alvarez needs to start every game. I said yesterday on the reaction that there's a man out there smoking a cigar, looking into the sunset. His name is Carl, smiling and saying, "I told you guys, Alvarez has to play." Pep is 100% right. Tyrone says people are misunderstanding the comments as well. You gotta watch the full interview. I bet this fun thing is what all the other fun channels gonna run with. Nah, Tyrone, they're not going to. We get what he meant. I'm telling you now, this team is not as strong as the 17, 18, 18, 19. I know, yeah, it's the passion. It's not about strength, it's the passion. I think that those other teams, guys, this is what you have to do, right? I rewatched the game today, and I also watched part of the United game. Look at the faces of our players. Desire to press. Somebody said it after the United game. I don't know if it's one of you guys. You said it that there's the desire to press is gone. City, right? When they lose the ball, what was the thing we were taught? That when Pep's teams lose the ball, they want to get it within a few seconds. Recently, that doesn't happen.
Seconds.
Yeah. What happens, Adam? They just watch now.
Patrick.
Now they just watch. Go ahead, don't smoke.
Patrick, what I want to say is pressing is not just running at your opponents. That's what people don't understand. A press is coordinated, meaning that you and your teammates have to be in sync, so they don't bypass your line. Else, you make it. So now the issue with pressing is one guy or two guys just can't go, right? So, and regarding the 17, 18, no, what people don't understand is teams evolve. Teams have to evolve because your opponents study you. And this is why Liverpool have become so predictable. Is because when your opponents study you, you need to come up with countermeasures of how to bypass whatever they're gonna have for you. And this is why Pep is a genius, because you can watch one of Pep's game, prepare for it. The next game he comes with something else. Whereby with Klopp, he has it's almost like one size fits all for all situations. So people must understand that there is no way we could continue playing the same way we're playing, because your opponents will study you and come up with measures of how to handle you.
There's a comment here. I think this is for you, Mikey. I'll give you the mic. I'll give Mike in a few minutes. He says he's my man, Mike, and yeah, he is, man. You caught him red-handed. He is, Tyrone. Don't say that. There's always a dip when we go on around about 3 games. We always deep every year. Even the 100-point season, there was a point where we lost 2 and drew 1. Yeah, I remember that, but we came back. Veda says no errors in the last game from Pep, but throughout the season, how have you guys scrabbled your tweets? We have been guilty of what Pep addressed. Yeah, man, I don't change, Veta. I don't change. I said Pep was messing up with some of the lineups, and I'm not gonna stay away from that. He was messing up with some of the lineups, but now at the end of the day, I can sit back and think that maybe some of the lineups were forced because he looked at the players in training and say, I don't think these guys have the desire to do what I want. Because we were all complaining.
Yeah,
Let's iron this. Let's iron this.
Patrick, you know what it was? I was surprised when Pep was talking about the attitude, and like not saying attitude, but then when Carl
The mic is bad.
Can you hear me? Wait 1 second.
Okay.
One more.
Sounds like you're underwater, man.
Passion and desire is another description of
Can you hear me?
maximum play sentiments.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Again, I watched some of. Anyway, I won't talk too much. I'll let
Patrick,
it
can you hear
slide.
me?
I'll let it slide.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, what I was saying was that when Pep did that interview and saying that some players their attitude isn't in the right place. I the first person I called was Gundo Carl, and I said to her, I find this fascinating how he was saying that. And then when Carl explained it to me, he said, it's this and this and this. And then I said, now I understand why Pep said his reasoning behind saying that about the players. Now when I sit back and I realize, what Carl was explaining to me on the phone call on WhatsApp when I was speaking to him privately. Yeah.
I mean,
now I understand.
That's a good thing, because as Carl said, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I have my phone right now, and I've been watching that Grealish run, tackling Son, right? That's the desire we talk about. That hasn't. Look at how Grealish sprints from his defensive third all the way to the halfway line. Son doesn't even get the ball under control before Grealish tackles him.
Can I also say something? And I know at the end of the day, he's not our player. He's not our player. Something is not right with Son. I think he's sitting there saying, my God, why did I extend my contract last season? Son seems a bit depressed, Kyle. He looks unhappy. I like him as a player. I enjoy him as a player. But I think it's also reached the point where he's also thinking, I shouldn't have extended that contract. Because, you can't. Because they have given everything. Says people have the right to criticize, but saying Pep out is ridiculous. Yeah, to each their own. You're right about that. Hit the like button. Thank you very much, Andrew. I love the energy from Pep yesterday and passion. I also liked it. Do City fans still have 100% faith in this team? This goes to you, Hamza.
Yeah, I do. I have 100% faith. I've always had faith in my team. We go right to the end. We're in a war with Arsenal, and we're going to end the war. If we don't end the war in the Premier League, it's fine. We still got the Champions League. If that doesn't happen, we go again. Doesn't mean you put everyone under the bus. If they have a bad performance, at the end of the day, as Gundo's explained millions and millions and millions of times, at the end of the day, they're human beings, yeah? They're not perfect. They try to be perfect. Pep wants them to be perfect. We understand that. But Pep's job, right, is to help the players, motivate them, and give them crap. That's not our job. Our job is not to do that. Our job is to back the team. That's Pep's job. If whatever Pep does in that behind closed doors that's nothing to do with us. That's nothing to do with us. Did you guys get what I mean? Do you guys agree?
Do you know why I'm smiling though? Do you know what I'm smiling, guys? I'm gonna share this with you.
Go ahead.
When people are surprised by the way this channel is run. At the end of the day, I think I told Carl, and Carl used to say, you know what? This is just something different. The reason why I like talking to people is when I made this channel, it was never for me to become famous or to say that, let's let me always people hear me talk. No, I was dying every time Don't Smoke when I'm watching a video. I remember when I finally got onto the HH panel a long time ago. You see the press videos when those Juju man and them. I remember when I go to the panel, then I disappeared for a while. I just wanted to be part of talking. But every time you try to get in this panel, sometimes you couldn't get to them because I never knew that these panels, you have to be connected sometimes. You get what I mean? I remember I was trying to get into another panel, never got into it. Then I was like, you know what? F it. I would make my own channel and then I'll just football. This is what I like. The thing about this panel is everybody has opinions, which that's why I said where opinions matter. And you guys respect each other's opinions on and off camera. And everybody brings their own opinion. It's not scripted. If people think this is scripted, we don't script anything here. People come in. Unfortunately, we have to minimize the talking time of Adam because he hates marriage and I love marriage. So that beef we have cannot end. But anyway, what I was about to say is this. Do you see the desire we saw yesterday? Don't Smoke, Adam, Mikey, and
Patrick.
And Carl. That's the desire I want to see in the Champions League. Because there's times in the Champions League that desire has gone. Don't Smoke, imagine that desire in the Champions League. Go ahead.
No, Patrick, I think we don't give Pep enough credit, right? In the sense that when Pep was talking about body language and training, many people were ridiculous, making a joke out of him. Like, look and listen to this guy. He's in our body language.
Oh, I did. I have the tweets. Adam knows them. Adam,
meantime, this guy saw a foreseeable problem in the future. That at the end of the day, I can put you guys on, give me a result, but it won't be sustainable. And that's what we've seen, whereby you'll be just patching over the cracks because your heart is not there. You're not fully committed. And one thing I respect about Klopp would rather put a team of youngsters who have the right attitude and lose, but play in the manner that he wants and according to his instructions, than to have stars with stinking attitudes. And that's why people don't understand why him and Zlatan and other stars fell off. Pep is that guy whereby no matter how good you are, if you don't have the right attitude, you're not going to play. And he doesn't want you in the team.
He got rid of Ronaldinho, Deco, and them, man, because of desire, isn't it? Because they thought they could just turn up and play football even after they mess up. Guys, I just want that. What I saw yesterday is this team can turn up when this team has desire. I want that desire in the Champions League because sometimes, I'm going to say this, whether people like it or not, I have seen our team, maybe because we were new in this competition, put their heads down in the Champions League. Am I lying? I have seen that happen before. I want this desire and passion, and maybe Kao is right that maybe we are training for the UCL, Don. Maybe this is the reason why he's pushing these desires, trying to get them to have a different attitude. Maybe he looked at the Madrid game, has looked at games in the past where when we are losing in the UCL, our big players just go down and look on the floor. Maybe that's why he's doing this purposely, saying I need more than just skill to win the Champions League or do those moments. What do you think, Don?
But he said it in his press that you can have the skill, you can know how to play football, but that's not enough. And I can guarantee you something, Patrick. If Alvarez and Haaland were in that United game, we win it 3-2. We have the tools to outscore opponents. And that's what we've always been asking for. Screw control. What's the point of having control if you lose the game? At the end of the day, if pointless possession have to outscore opponents, outscore them.
This thing that Don is talking about is exactly what we talked about in the space before the game, where we said, F control. I don't want control. Give me a 4-2. Adam, didn't I say that, Adam? Didn't I say that, Adam? Patrick, Mike, didn't we say that?
Yeah, you said it.
Oh, yeah. That's what we've been talking about. Even the WhatsApp group. That's what I've been
Give me a 4-2. Give me a 5-3. Oh, you can see goals. I don't care. I win the game 3. I'm excited. I watch my team batter a team with 5 goals. 6-3.
Yeah, but that's Man City 18-19 season. I think Pep left that because he thought maybe control will get us in the UCL. Which did to the final. Control got us to the final.
But the point is here. In the first half, we were trying to control the game. We're down 2-0. Right? With all that control. So who was actually in control? Tottenham were in control, not us. They were controlling us from the box. Right? Second half, we say F control, we're going direct. We score 4 goals. Game's over. Mikey.
Oh yeah, you're right. And Patrick, look at it. How many Champions League Real Madrid have? Versus how
14.
many games do they control? Real Madrid don't control games.
They
Real
don't. They
Madrid
just
try
let
to
in goals. They
outscore
let
the
in goals.
opponent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They try to outscore the, and that's what when you see them competition, you gotta outscore your opponent. Like on the day, you have to be direct and just outscore them. They score 4, we score 5.
Which is why,
Simple.
Mikey, I'm hopeful for the UCL this year because of these two guys, Alvarez and Erling Haaland.
Oh yeah, like like okay, bro.
When
I'm
they
telling you, I
concede,
don't need no clean sheet. Give me a
go.
5-4 and I'll go home. And
We're not
yeah,
gonna get a clean sheet anyway, Michael.
Yeah,
come on.
just go for it, man.
Like, I don't
I'm
need
just
no
joking.
clean sheet, fam. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it. Like, this is for the Champions League. I don't,
Your mic has gone to the bin, Michael. It's gone to
You
the
know
bin.
the funny thing, Pat,
oh,
is
sorry.
that
You hear me better? You hear me better?
No, we don't. You sound like you're a bee. Like you know what I mean?
Hamza, you know the funny
your mic
thing,
has
right?
gone to the bin.
The funny thing is that with control in the first half, we concede 2 goals. Without control in the second half, we don't concede a goal.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, that's what's making me laugh. Why are we still conceding with this control, Hamza? This
You know,
control, why are we still
you know why,
conceding?
Pat? Okay,
Honestly,
Hamza, go ahead. Hamza, go ahead.
I don't know.
I'll tell you why.
I think we go on, Gundo. I think
I'll tell
Gundo's
you
probably
why.
better off answering the question.
You know why, Patrick? You know why? Because we're not in control. We're under control by the opposition team. That's why. You think you're in control. No. The other team is controlling you, especially with the back five. Brentford, Everton, United, Tottenham first half. You think you're in control, they're in control. When it becomes chaos in the second half, you rip them apart. You ripped United apart, and it was a cheating goal that they got them to go. You rip up Tottenham at 4 goals in the second half because you say F control, we're going chaos. And we're going direct.
Gundo, I feel like these other teams, right, when they let us keep the ball, I feel like they do it on purpose.
Of course they do,
Like,
Hamza.
they're
But
just
because
like, you
they
know
let
what,
you keep
the
it
ball.
where they want you to
Yeah, like
keep
Ten
it.
Hag,
That's in your own half.
Yeah, they'll be like,
And set
keep the ball,
traps, and
do
set
what you
traps.
want, and set traps. Yeah, and block the wingers from crossing anything. Just keep Haaland locked off. And you know what? It's fine. Let them have the ball. We'll just sit back. But another thing I was going to say, Gundo, do you agree? Do you feel like, you know, in the first game when we played West Ham, and the way De Bruyne was playing those balls into Haaland, yeah? The through balls, into him running in behind the defender and him playing it through. Do you feel like we need to do that more? Because a lot of times I saw Haaland running in behind, and you know, there were times where we gave it, but not really. I feel like we need to feed him more. What do you think?
I mean,
And
I
everyone
think
else.
the West Ham game was West Ham are playing a high block, so they left space in behind. Brentford, Everton play a deep low block, so there's no space to thread those balls through. So you have to have more intricate play, right? So when the second goal that Haaland scores, or first goal that Haaland scores for us, is in the defensive third, very close, and then Gundogan makes that quick pass. Haaland makes it and gets a penalty, right? But you're right. We need to find those guys more. But we need to find Mahrez and Grealish. We need to get Alvarez involved. The goals came yesterday. Haaland scored only 1 goal. Mahrez scores 2. Alvarez scores 1. Right? We should have had a penalty too, by the way. That was a handball. So
that was a handball.
everybody has to play their part.
Just to touch that, I think we get that with Laporte. One thing you mustn't forget is those switches of the wings normally come from Laporte. And when Laporte is not there, we normally have short passes. And the thing with short passes, and it becomes basically pointless because you make space for Mahrez and then you pass the ball on the ground and the defense gets time to shuffle back. Whereby Laporte, you if you see Laporte, he's always looking forward. Okay, who has space? Who wants to run down the channel? And we've been missing that with Laporte because Akanji doesn't do it, and Stones is better on the floor, and he doesn't play as risk averse passes as Laporte, and we'll see. But I was just happy to see us go vertical for once, man. Man, you don't know how happy I was. I was like, screw this. Even if we draw this game, I don't care. This is the performance we've been looking for. Go at your
Okay, let me read the comments. Yeah, let me read the comments before I speak to Skywalker and Veta. Welcome, Skywalker and Veta. I hate the back three so much. Why can't we go back to the standard formation? Give us a few minutes. I'll give that to the new guys who just joined in. Hello from Manchester. How you doing, John Waters, man? Haaland is too huge to always run and pressure defenders, and goalkeepers. Hence, Alvarez is doing alongside him. That's true. Alvarez was doing the dirty work for him. It's not passion or desire. It's is that petulance? What's that? Petulance. Oh, petulance. City players have brushed egos this season. Bruised egos. Look at this.
I'm not serious.
Yeah. Don't,
Patrick,
look.
after you're done,
I
let me
don't
take
know.
one
No,
point.
no, no, no. Ignore Twisted. Ignore Twisted. Twisted is a friend of mine. I know what he's doing.
No, it's not
Bro, as a
serious.
City fan, let's go. 3 days. Pete is the last I want. So fans attending, you need to be loud, and we need to hunt down them two Reds, 20 and 19 titles. Okay, yeah, you're right about that, man. Big up, bro. How you doing, King Football? Guys, go and subscribe to the channel, King Football. 100% agree with Kyle. You have almost half our squad that have 4 Premier Leagues. That's true. Chelsea OG, how you doing, man? Chelsea OG. Damn, the City Gang is live. We're live, man. Go subscribe to Chelsea OG, man. I met him yesterday on the Gauss channel. Such a lovely fella. So, we are joined by Veta Games, my man Veta Games, and Skywalker. Skywalker, are you here with us? Or you're here with us in spirit? How you doing, Skywalker? Yeah, welcome to the show, man. Skywalker is part of our group. You've seen is one of the guys added to the group. He wanted to be part of the show. Today I sent him a link. Yeah. So Skywalker. Yeah, so Skywalker, what did you think of Pep's comments yesterday? The guys have already spoken about, but what's your 2 cents? Because we want to hear your opinion on everything.
All right. With regards to the comments, I think it's something that we really needed to hear as fans, and as the players. So I feel like Pep has been doing a good job of protecting the players for years, and we've seen it, we've heard it, but I feel like he hasn't been getting the reaction that he wants from the players, and he felt like this was a necessary move, because us as fans, we've been complaining. Some of us didn't really know what was wrong with the squad, right? So I felt like Pep was low key also under pressure to explain. So he said, guys, I've defended you and you guys are not responding, right? You've gone into half times and I've told you guys that you have to do this and that in order to improve your game. Your game is not improving. So he went out and exposed everybody, and not just the fans, but the entire organization, right? From top to bottom, which is something I think we needed to know as fans, because we felt like the issues were probably mostly just in the locker room, whereas the problems could be in the entire organization. And also about the fans, in terms of the stadium, I was really kind of embarrassed. Like, I remember just 10 minutes into the game, I could hear the Spurs fans shouting louder than we were, and I'm just watching on TV. The Spurs fans were louder than we were, and I couldn't for the life of me understand it. Like, I get we're all in a low moment, as a club, as players in terms of confidence, but when you at your home ground, you need to at least support the players. So I think it was a good job on Pep by saying what he had to say.
Okay, that's some good words from Skywalker.
Well said, Skywalker. Well said, brother. Welcome to the
let's
show, man.
let's throw the mic to Veta Games. Veta, how you doing, man? I see you were itching in the comments, but here you are now, face to face. What's your say on everything? Because as I told people earlier on, Pep did not just say fans, did not just say football fans or the football players. He said the whole organization. I want the whole organization, my friend, and he smiled. So, what did you take from that, in general, yourself as a fan?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on, and I've been listening all morning. Great panel, great discussion. Pep is addressing every single City person, from the organization, administration, its fan base, its players, its coaching staff. And when I say its fan base, local and international. Okay. We joke all the time that Pep has a burner. Pep does have a burner, or he has someone close to him that's involved, because there's no coincidence that he tends to chirp back in the post-game press conferences about things that we know have been said. So
100%.
He's hearing it, and he also knows that drawing on it is a way of motivating and addressing his players in particular. But
Skywalker, did Pep send you?
Skywalker's low key for Pep. But I think he's addressing everyone, and the reason why is because this pursuit, this three-peat, and let me actually take it back from the three-peat. The 4 and 5, that's not a normal thing. And I know Gundo's been saying it's human nature with regards to complacency and maybe not having the energy level, and Pep knows that. So Pep needs to talk to everyone to make sure that their levels are raised and that they match the fight that they're getting from everyone else, because it's easy having eaten well for a long time, right? But when you have someone else that's starving, you need to match that energy. You're going to get walked over. So this complacency that we've all been seeing and we've all been talking about, I think he's challenging us to direct that energy in a different way. Don't criticize, don't kill the players, don't say they need to be out of the club, don't say they've never been good for us. But listen, human nature we need to then challenge them, criticize them, but they're still one of us, right?
Hey, Vader, I got a question for you when you're done, okay? When you're done.
Absolutely.
11 league titles in 14 years for Pep Guardiola, by the way.
So, and imagine that. Our players, our club have dealt with this success. But look at this manager that's had the greatest success, and he is still biting at the bit, drooling, salivating to want more. So he's trying to see the same thing in the players that are standing in front of him. And at the same time, we need to see the same thing from our fan base, locally and internationally. We need to be calm and motivate. And I love what you've been tweeting recently, Patrick, in terms of the energy's different. I realize that this club, these players need they need to be addressed differently. And that makes sense. I'm with it.
Yeah, I shared a video with everybody. I don't know if you watched it. Carl texted me obviously and gave me feedback. Carl, I don't know if you remember what you texted me yesterday saying, I think for the players it looks like it is bullying, and I think we do bullying, but we have no idea that we're doing it, because Jesse Lingard said something in his interview, guys. Even the guys watching, get involved. Jesse Lingard said some players read what we write, whether it's a small account or a big account. It was in his interview, and he says when people said, Lingard, you are shit, after the match he played, one match he played after he came from West Ham, they said, Lingard, you're shit. And then he says Luke Shaw came out and defended him. Only Luke Shaw came out. He says he's not trying to throw the rest of the team out. He says Luke Shaw came out and defended him and said, you guys shoot yourselves. You don't know what you're talking about. Lingard says that affected him, but he says players read what we say. And and the guy was asking him, do you think players take that and it motivates? It's like, first of all, people have to remember players are humans too. So they will read and they will attempt to read. He says even if you don't read, somebody will tell you. He says somebody around your circle will say, like let's say I'll go like, Veta, how you doing, man? Did you see what was posted about you on Twitter? He says even though Jesse Lingard doesn't read them, it will reach to him. And he says players are humans, and you see in the dressing room they're trying to mask it in their face, saying they're cool, but he says deep down you can see in their eyes that, oh my God, this guy just said I'm shit. 2 weeks ago when I scored a free kick, they were busy twerking for me. Look, at the end of the day, I'm also guilty. I cannot lie. I have been on players' backs. I have been on players' backs. But after I heard that yesterday in that interview, I was like, my God, maybe me being a YouTuber, especially as a YouTuber, as one good friend once advised me that you're still an influencer no matter how small you are. What if some of these players have seen some of my clips? But at the end of the day is I'm also human and I'll break. But I was like, I think sometimes we have to limit what we say. This whole sign where I've seen on Twitter, I think it's mostly kids,
Patrick,
where they've got a picture of a player with the X, a red X. That has to stop.
Patrick, you ran Raheem Sterling out the club with all them comments, okay?
Raheem.
I mean, Pat,
Raheem had his streams, man.
To Victor's point, right? So I'm not condoning complacency. What I'm saying is that the fact that they're complacent is human nature after what they won. But what I expect to happen is what happened yesterday, which is after the win, Guardiola puts a rocket up there behind. I guarantee you, they lost that game yesterday. You're not going to see that coming from Guardiola. He ain't, because it's not appropriate at that time, right? So it's not accepting complacency, saying, I understand why they're complacent, but I know that the manager is going to fix it, because that's what he does. So they're two different things. It's not saying, oh, they're human beings, it's okay, whatever, okay. It's saying, yes, they're complacent, and I understand why they're complacent. But I know the manager's going to fix it. Now, regarding comments on, I've stopped with the whole Jack thing. I've completely stopped. Everybody knows now I've completely stopped. Even the Jude Bellingham thing, I've completely stopped because these things affect these players. I'll give you an example, Pat. Yesterday, I'm at our practice, the Man City Academy practice, right? There's this kid who wasn't playing well in the play that we had, right? I swear, talking to this kid and encouraging him for 2 minutes completely changed the way he played. Completely. It's like it so much that the father came to me and said, wow, Adam had a great game yesterday. His best game ever. Just 2 minutes of encouragement changes everything. All I'm saying is that criticize privately, let's talk to each other privately, but publicly on YouTube, on forums, on Twitter, let's back these guys and say, guys, we know you can do much better. We're here for you. Let's go.
Can I say something?
You see,
Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I still be able to say, my God, De Bruyne, you stunk up the place? Is it wrong?
I think it's fair. You can
No.
say, my God, De Bruyne, you weren't good enough today, man. Come on, you can do better than that.
Yeah,
The
but
question I wanted to ask Vita. I wanted to ask Vita.
Or Edison, get out of my club. Come on, man.
Go ahead, Mike. Ask Veta. I think you have a question for Veta.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you, because all right, Pep came out with all the blasting everybody, the organization, everybody. It's to the point where I was watching the last part of the interview inside where he was like, if you don't win, you may lose your job. Or, you're at this level, you have to win every game. It comes with it. The territory comes with it. What I'm saying is it, do y'all think, or do you, Veta, or anybody think that Pep had a call from the higher bosses regarding any farm, or he's exempt from a call because he won 4 to 5 last Premier League?
Did he
You
get a
think
call
it's
from his
case where that
bosses?
is- Yeah. Like, do you think somebody call him and be like, hey,
No, nobody's calling
everything
him.
good?
Nobody's
You don't
calling
think
him.
so?
No.
you know what?
That's what.
No, I think what's his name can call him. What's that? Is it Khaldun?
Khaldun.
I think
No.
Khaldun could call him.
Hold
No.
on.
Calm down. Listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. Yeah.
What Carl just said is what I expected him to say, and this is what I'm
I'll
saying.
tell you why they don't call him.
The fans.
No, let him
have
finish,
to-
Carl. Let him, Mike. Let's see what Mike is saying.
You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. Like Pep, the players get comfortable, and I think managers get comfortable too.
No,
Somebody have to
disagree.
wake them up.
No, disagree. Let me explain
That's
why.
a good point.
Let
That's a
me
good
explain
point.
why.
You
Let
get
me
what I'm
explain
saying?
why.
No,
Let
this
me
is
explain
just
why.
a perspective.
Let me explain why,
I-
right?
I get what you're saying.
Nobody's calling
No,
him.
it's a good point, Mike. It's a good
You know why?
point, Mike.
Let me tell you why, right? A good executive, a chief executive, when they hire somebody, they don't hire them for moments. They understand what this person can do, and they know it's a process. That's why you hire the person to solve the problem. They've been there before.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
They've been there before. Calder is not calling Pep to say what? Oh, Pep, you're not doing well. Bullshit. I'm sorry.
No. That's where you're getting it wrong, Carl. That's where you're getting it wrong.
No,
This is why I wanted to explain to you.
That's not my point. That's not
You
what
see
I'm
what he's
saying.
trying
I'm
to
not
say?
saying
Do you
he's
remember when
calling
Pep said Khaldun
to say
calls
he's not
me
doing good.
and asked me that is everything all right? Is everything all
Khaldun
right?
will not
As in a
call
good way.
Pep and say, Pep, how's the performance going? He's not going to do that.
He said in the documentary though.
Khaldun
No, all
is
I'm
not
saying
going to
is-
call him about the performance. I'm telling you
Why?
right now.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying.
not
Is he
performance.
exempt from a phone call?
It's
Is
not
he-
happening, Michael.
I
Khaldun
think it is.
is an executive, not just for City, but for CFG. He's not calling Guardiola with 18 games gone and saying, what's going on with the club? That's not happening.
Exactly.
No,
Khaldun-
No. Calm down.
Let me try to fix
Calm
it.
down. Let Veta explain. Veta explain. No, let Veta explain. Let Veta explain. Just let
I
Veta
know what
explain.
he's saying. Veta has nothing to explain to me. Nothing.
No. Carl, calm down and just let Veta. No, let Veta. Let Veta explain. Let Veta explain.
Pat, I am
Can I
very
go after
calm.
Vita?
But what I'm telling you
Yeah,
right
you can
now,
go after Veta.
right? What I'm telling you right now, if you think that the executive director for the CFG is going to call Guardiola 18 games in, 5 points behind or 8 points behind, and say, "Hey, what's going on with you and the players?" then you do not understand management. I'm sorry.
No. That's where you're explaining it wrong. Explain to him, Veta.
Explain to me.
Let me ask. No, again, it's not explaining it to you, but let me ask you this follow-up question then, Carl. When is there the check-in? If it's not halfway through the season, when is there a exchange of, hey, this is what I'm seeing from my team. Here's what I'm expecting for the season. When's the little check-in? It's not
There
a
is no
you're
little check-in, Veta.
This is what I'm
They are-
saying.
let me
This
let
is
me-
what
let me
I'm
answer the
saying.
question.
I'm in
Let me answer this
disagreement.
question. Right? That's the question.
I'm in disagreement.
Let me answer the
continue
question.
on. Hold on. No, but 1 second. I'm in
He asked
disagreement.
me a question.
because-
Let me answer the question.
But I asked
No,
you the
let him
question,
let
you
him
answered
finish,
it,
then
and
you
then we
go.
can
Don't
move
worry.
on.
Don't worry.
Okay, go
We
ahead.
continue on. So if from what I'm hearing from you, there is no check-in, there is no assessment halfway through the season.
Oh my God.
Then my
Veta.
my
So Pep is untouchable.
let me
No,
let me
that's
just
not what I'm
say-
saying. Again, listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay,
Listen,
so
there
I'm
is no
trying to finish
halfway
what I'm
point
trying to say
check-in.
though.
Good management is always talking, always talking, always talking. Every day they talk. Every day to say somehow, oh, things aren't going well, Pep. What's going on? Bullshit. Utter nonsense. They're always talking. Good executives always talk to their team every time, every moment.
Okay.
And
So
they allow their managers to execute. If at the end of the season it doesn't work out well, they revisit the issue and they solve it together. A good executive allows the manager to execute his plan. That's what happens.
Now back to Veta. Since you
and
didn't
so
finish, so go
so
ahead.
the challenge wasn't whether Pep wouldn't be able to execute his plan, but Mikey's asking whether there is an exchange or a conversation amongst the two. You disagree that it doesn't happen at
No,
the
no, no. I
halfway
said
point.
there is always a discussion.
I know
every single
exactly. So
day.
you disagree that it doesn't happen at the halfway point, but it's continuous. Mikey was asking whether there's an exchange, a back and forth amongst the two of them to be on the same page. I'm in agreement with that. I don't believe that there's a report card halfway at the point and he's like, Pep, what's
what are we
going on?
discussing? Then what are we discussing?
We're discussing a question that Mikey brought up to see
And
whether
what did I say? And what was my response?
Carl, I'm not saying that you're wrong with what you're saying. I'm pointing out how the question came about and what we're trying to determine. Your point is valid, saying that it's a continuous exchange of information between the two of them, 100%. But
Can
the
I say
point-
something though? Go ahead, Veta. I'll say something
Yeah,
when you're
Let
done.
him finish. Let him finish.
But the point that the two of them are in conversation, that the assessment with regards to
Yeah,
how
but
the
where
season is
I
going-
disagree is the fact that because we're 5 points behind after 18 games, somehow Caldwell is going to call and say, Pep, what's going on? What's wrong? What's happening? That's not happening.
You're wrong. You're getting it wrong.
Not in that context, Carl. Not in that context. Not
In what
in the
context,
place
then?
where
Cow, in the documentary, Pep
no.
said that
In
Cow Doom
what-
calls me to ask me if everything is all right
In
as a
what
person.
context?
Said that's why I like him. That's why I like him.
No,
Patrick,
Patrick, let Mike explain his context.
So-
Mike,
so-
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I say he get a call, I don't mean he call him and be like, hey, if you don't win the next game, you're getting sacked. No, but more like, hey, is the players good? Is everything good? Like, what's going on?
Everybody does that,
talk
though,
to
Mikey.
him.
All the
Yeah,
managers
so
do
that's
that
what
with their
I'm saying.
owners.
That's why he was asking. That's the answer you
So
could have
that's
given.
why I'm saying,
But
do you
Patrick,
think-
the
do
point
you
is that
think-
which owner, which manager doesn't do that?
I think, Patrick, I think the whole confusion came when Mike said that the manager is complacent, right?
No. I was just throwing in that point. I'm saying just like players get complacent, I feel like managers may get complacent
No,
too.
hell no.
Yeah,
To say
but
that
the
Guardiola
context.
is
Come on,
to
fam.
say Guardiola is
Come on.
complacent. To say
I'm not
Guardiola
saying. Come on, Carl.
You
when
watch
last week,
Mikey.
he's not-
You watch
Pep last
Guardiola.
2 games, the last
Mikey,
3 games, Pep last
this
2.
one, no. I'm sorry. I'm
and
gonna draw.
draw
This is a
one.
red line for me. Red line, right? You saying Pep Guardiola is complacent. Is that what you're saying?
Listen to listen to what I said. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying, and this is derived from where the fans getting mad at Pep going in the dressing room and letting us out on the players. What I'm saying is we all realize, we all see that the players was slagging. There was just average. There was just
Normal. It
movement
happens.
going through the routine. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what I'm saying. Pep been trying since the Everton game to try to wake them up. So what I'm saying is, do you think he tried, he came back again, we lost. Came back against Southampton, we lost. Came back against United, we lost. Okay, what I'm saying is that wasn't enough. But is it where you feel like he wasn't, putting in that fire, that 100%
No,
fire?
you see, Mike.
Let me answer the question.
There's
You
a
get my
difference
point.
between.
Let me answer the question.
No, Mike.
If Pep
Can I
was
say something?
complacent, you won't see the change you saw last night.
Mike,
You won't see it.
there's a difference between being complacent and not performing and not getting the results that you want. I think you're conflating the two. If Pep was complacent, then he would be nonchalant and chilled about this whole thing. Because he would be like, you know what? It's happened. We're going for a 3-peat. We won 4-5. But the fact that he's still furious at these players getting things wrong shows that he's not complacent.
I mean,
You see,
there's no way you can win what you want and the desire that you have to get to that level and be complacent. It's just not in your DNA.
Listen, I'm not talking about the
Not in your
4 or 5
DNA.
Premier.
Okay,
I'm talking.
okay, but
I'm talking about since 2023.
Yeah, same thing. It's not
You
in
know
your
what I mean?
DNA. It's not.
Like I go to university. How many semesters do I do? I study
Yeah, but
architecture. You got to go to school.
to say
But
Guardiola
how do you
is
stay
complacent?
consistent, getting
Nah,
A's every
nah,
semester?
nah,
Okay.
nah.
I wouldn't
You get what I'm
I wouldn't say that Pep is complacent, but I would say that whoever he reports into would make sure that they are observing him and monitoring him so that there is no
They're monitoring shit, man. I'm sorry, they're not monitoring him.
then
They're not
then he's
Come on,
untouchable.
guys.
No, but guys,
Who's going
it's
to
an
monitor? Ferran
organization.
Soriano's going to monitor him?
No, but it's an organization though, right?
Yeah,
So quality needs to be
so
I think there's an
who
extent
does
a manager
he
gets
report
monitored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
You're
does
telling
he
me Ferran
report to if he
Soriano
doesn't get
is going to
monitored?
monitor Pep Guardiola?
Of course.
you see,
I'm not talking about like a supervisor
Bruh.
over his shoulder
How?
day to
In what
day.
way?
That's not what
How
I'm
that?
saying.
We're not talking about CCTV. We're not talking about CCTV.
So what's
Beta,
monitoring? What's the monitoring?
no,
How's he
Beta,
going to
We're not
monitor?
talking about
I understand the
CCTV.
issue.
No, explain
Beta,
to me how does
So if
Ferran
that's the case,
Soriano,
Don't smoke.
CEO of the club, monitor
Carl,
Guardiola?
I think I understand the issue. The issue is this, right? People,
Jesus,
what
come
most
on,
people don't
man.
understand is some management
Monitor.
structures are more fluid than others, right? Whereby a certain person will have much more leeway, right, than others, right? Whereby,
Don't
let's say, for
smoke.
example,
Don't smoke.
yes,
No,
Who
let him finish,
owns
though, Carl. Carl, let him
who
finish, then you go.
don't smoke? Who owns the restaurant in Manchester? How many own the restaurant?
Carl, let him finish, then you do. Let Don't Smoke finish, then you can take the mic.
Sorry,
I'll
Don't
give you the mic. You can, go ahead, Don't Smoke.
so, and it's evident some managers have more power at certain clubs than others. So
Feggy.
that rigid structure, right, would fall for a more traditional manager. You must understand that when Pep comes to City, based on his reputation, he would be given certain leeway than a different manager. They'll say, okay, no, you
Amen.
know what? So now the thing is this. In management, what you normally have is thresholds. Like to get fired. They're like, okay, do your best to not maybe get a 40% or 30% win rate. Something like that. It's called a threshold. Whereby they're like, as long as you don't exceed this, it's fine. There's no need to have emergency meetings or any of those funny things. Just maintain this and that for us, and we are fine. So now the thing is, it's not like Pep is monitored. It's more like Pep gives feedback. I think that would be the difference.
Yeah,
It's
so
not that he's monitored.
let me give an example. Okay. We all heard 2 seasons ago when we lost to Leicester and we were terrible against West Brom. Who had the meeting? Vader.
Fernandinho and the players.
Thank you very much. Was Caldwell involved? Was Ferran Soriano involved?
I don't think you're.
Okay. So
I'll let you go.
I'm telling you that there is no monitoring of Guardiola by Ferran Soriano. What happens in the day-to-day business is that they go to their restaurant, they have a bottle of Spanish wine, they eat tapas, whatever it is, and they talk about what can we do to get better. Where are the areas that we need concern?
Exactly. I think that's what we're also trying to imply.
That's what we said.
Patrick, he said monitoring.
No, but this is okay. This is what I mentioned earlier.
It's just an issue of semantics.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So let's be clear on the words that we use then.
When I mentioned it, no, but again, I'm not.
That's why we're having the discussion, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not going to word police.
Let's use our words properly.
Carl,
then you can't say monitoring. When you say monitoring, some superior to or subordinate, it's basically monitoring.
No, it's not. If you
He's
want
doing
to
a
be,
job.
but this is
So what is monitoring then?
Carl,
What is monitoring then?
But again, I don't know if it's just this day. Maybe it's just how we're going to be exchanging information today while we're off on a different page. But I said it in the comments earlier. If it's going to be to the letter of the law with regards to the words that are going to be used, then it's going to be a difficult conversation. But if it's trying to understand the spirit of the conversation, then this will flow. I wasn't meaning literally standing over his shoulder, monitoring and having him report with the daily diary with what's happening with regards to the club. But I meant the point, as an organization, everyone is responsible for the other one. So there would be a level of observing, if that's a better word, or assessing periodically, or touching base, like you mentioned, as simple as a conversation over a restaurant meal. It's that exchange that I'm trying to talk about.
Then we're all on the same page. Then what's the
I
debate?
know, but it got combative because it became so specific with the word choice. But we're cool. We're cool.
Yeah, we're always cool. But again,
It was the wording good though.
I always, Vader, I always want to be careful in the words that we use, because these guys watch these things. And how do I explain? And we have to be really careful. I mean, Pat has 2,000 subscribers, right? I can guarantee you that.
No, it's not 2,000. It's 1,648. Let's be specific.
Right. Get into 2,000.
It'll be 2,000 by the end of the day.
Subscribe, like it, right? But
2,000.
But those word choices,
word
choices are so important for us. Like complacency, Pep. It's like, come on, guys, come on.
Yeah, but can we also agree that no one is 100%? Pep also makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. It's
yeah. But can I say one thing? No, Hamza, wait. Can I say one thing to you, Carl? No, Hamza, I want to say one thing to you, Carl. Carl, what I wanted to say before the other time you cut me is, when I watched the City documentaries, this is what I meant on my part. Carl Dung, that's why I mentioned his name, is because Pep said he's like my friend, the same way you and me call each other on the phone when we are having breakdowns on City. He says, that's why I was telling you that he calls him and asks him, Pep, are you okay? Is everything all right? Do you need any help? Should we sit down? Should I come? He says remember that's why Pep said, this is why I appreciate City, because Carl Dung can call me, not as a boss, but he calls me and he gets on a flight and meets me and says that, what can we do to solve this? I think that's the other thing.
The genesis of the debate was around Pep being complacent. And that kind of took on this whole world about monitoring. That's the issue, is that somehow Pep being complacent has led to this, he needs to be monitored or checked in on.
No, I don't
think I think that's the discussion.
I don't think I think when somebody... Yeah, go on, Michael. Go on.
And this is what I like about this group. You know, everybody can share the view. Everybody have another technical view or assessment of everything. And you see, I like to ask the tough questions. You know, I'm that guy. You see, and I like when people, you know, like most times, if somebody tell you're wrong, they get emotional. Like, bro, if you think I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. I'm the kind of fan. Tomorrow I'll move on. Ain't no big deal. But to get to the point, I'll ask the tough questions. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying
that's fair.
You know, and I'm not saying he's 100% complacent. I was just highlighting a fact. You know, I'm just trying to create a different perspective.
Yeah,
and get another question.
And well done for that, Mike. Well done for that.
You know what I mean?
People have been too nice on this panel.
No, I think the issue, Pat. I think Pat and Mike, the issue is that we're trying to understand some of the decisions that Guardiola has made in some games.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's what
and
I'm
what's
trying to
obvious to us now, looking back after this game, is that he made those decisions because certain players were not pulling their socks.
Exactly. You know, and this was the other point I was trying to go to. Like what you said. Some players weren't pulling their socks, so now you have to switch things around. So what if it didn't work out? Like what if he played Rico Lewis that ran over every match? What would we say? You get what I'm saying? What would the fans say?
The truth is that the result from yesterday proves that indeed. I mean, on the bench yesterday, we had Laporte, Diaz, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Jesus. And Foden. Think about that. That's your first team.
But they didn't play because maybe Pep felt like they weren't hungry enough.
Exactly.
You didn't see the hunger there.
Diaz, Laporte, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Phil. Those five get into most teams, if not every team in the Premier League.
And they're all fully fit.
Cancelo and Kyle Walker as well.
Cancelo, 7 of them. Imagine that 7. and I'll take an 8. That's just 7 aside.
Yep.
That team, those
that's
7,
Arsenal starting. That's Arsenal starting 7 right there.
that's Arsenal starting 7. But he drops them. He
Yeah,
drops
but
them.
can I say something quickly? With regards to what Michael was saying. So I just hope I don't like revive the whole argument in a sense. But I don't think like Rita said, I think maybe there was not a great use of wordplay there, whatever, in terms of complacency. But it's possible. Like I do believe that there are times where, as players, players sometimes take some things too lightly. Not completely lightly, but slightly lightly, and that can also go for the manager. So Pep might not be as intense in certain training sessions or in terms of putting his message across and everything. Doesn't mean that he's complacent. But I feel like there are cases where sometimes even the best of the best people don't give 100% in certain situations. So you could see it as complacency, but not really as complacency.
Yeah, I like that word. I like that
Don't
word you
open
use.
Pandora's box
Intense.
again, please. You're opening
I know.
No,
I just
the
wanted to
thing
put
is,
it out.
Yo, have you guys seen this guy in training?
Which guy?
yeah,
Guardiola in training? You guys seen him?
Oh, he's
God,
crazy.
Nutter.
He's
he's a nut.
He's not just.
I mean, literally,
Skywalker,
right?
here's the problem. The problem is this, right?
I'll give you another. Yeah, I give this anecdote, right? I like to give this anecdote about.
Wait, Carl, can you answer this for me too? Because there's people in the comments. Answer this question for me, please.
Says Patrick. Now that Ilkay definitely like stay, does Bernardo stay too? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Bernardo still has done 7 years. If he wants to leave, he can leave. Frankly, let's get Frankie de Jong and get Maximo in. If Bernardo wants to leave,
He should leave, hey? Him and Gundogan. If they want to leave, they should leave. You shouldn't hold them back.
Yeah.
100%.
So just an anecdote. So one of the things that they talk about in the academy here is that if you're going to coach for us, your energy levels have to be high. You can't be sitting around, be cool, and just talk and just let things go. No, they'll fire you quick. Your energy levels have to be 100%. I don't care if you're missing your girlfriend. When you step on that field to coach, your levels have to be 100%. And that comes from Guardiola. It trickles all the way down. They got rid of one guy recently because his energies were just too low, and the parents were complaining. You have to be at it. Whether City win or City lose, you have to be there. You have to engage. You have to have that 100% fire all the time. So complacency is doubtful. Could happen. But I just think that the players just need to look at themselves and say, guy, I need to step up, bro. De Bruyne, you need to step up, bro. Foden, what are you doing? What are you doing, Phil? Come on, you can do better than this. Walker, what's going on with you, brother? Step up. That's what they need to do. Bernardo Silva, okay, you want to leave? Play your game, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who he think he gonna buy? Who he thinks he's gonna buy him playing like that? All he's doing is just spinning around the ball on the field. He ain't doing nothing for him. Like
The problem is, right, with players nowadays, Mikey, right, and Gundo and everyone else, when they want to leave, when their mindset changes. I've noticed this with Bernardo. Like from the start of the year, I was thinking, you know what, something doesn't seem right to me, because in the summer his wife was complaining, and all this, media talk and everything links with Barcelona. It must have put him off in a way. The lack of motivation is there for him, and I do see it. I think we just need to, still be behind Bernardo Silva, still support him. If he wants to leave, he can leave. There's no problem in that. But don't let it affect you. As in, when you're playing for Pep, when you're playing at Manchester City, where you are right now, don't let the team down. Because if one player lets them down, the whole thing goes down. Not all the time, but it can. You know what I mean? They need
100%. Well said.
Yeah.
I feel even after the interview even made everything worse. Like some interviews are unnecessary. Just watching Bernardo, the way he's been playing, he's not in it. So sometimes I get upset when he's starting, and I'm like, we can't play a player who's not 100% with the team mentally. He says he'll give 100%, sure, right? But once you mentally check out of something, no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to give 100%. It's a psychological thing. You can give 80% and feel like you're giving 100%, but once you're out, you're out.
And as
as fans, sorry, Mikey, just quickly, and you can go. I'm so sorry. As fans, right, we can tell when a player's not 100%. We can tell, we can see it. If that player's lacking motivation or lacking spirit and fight, we can tell, because we watch Manchester City week in week out. We know what the team's like. We know who's hungry and who's not. The whole team is hungry, but we can tell and notice straight away. And I'm sure Pep can as well, that there's a lack of motivation in some of these players, and we've discussed this before. But go ahead, Mikey. Sorry, brother.
When did we start losing games and dropping points? And I'm saying this to say that ever since Bernardo, I don't mean after World Cup, post World Cup. Ever since Bernardo Silva did that interview about he want to leave, I just think it messed with the chemistry of the dressing room. I think the same week when he did that interview, we went on and played Everton.
That's what Mikey. That's why the manager dropped him.
You know what I mean? So to me, he has a senior figure in the dressing room. That does everybody looking at him now and be like, "Hey, Bernardo Silva want to leave." You know what I mean? Like, I
bet Jack Grealish has gone up to him as well, Mikey, and be like, "Come on, what do you want to leave for, eh? What are you doing?
Know what I mean? Like,
you're staying
bro,
he's probably saying
the way I
stuff
see
like
it, he's trying to leave this January. That's the way I see it. Why you do it right now?
Okay. So guys, calm down. Guys. No. Guys, no, wait. No, give me a minute. No, give me a minute, Carl. Give me a minute. No, give me a minute. Before you make the speech,
I want to hold my call.
I'm gonna stop it in a few minutes, but you go ahead, hold your call, then we'll stop it. Then we can switch off to the Veda's show in 45 minutes. But we've gone for 2 hours. Hold your corn. There's a lot of corn you have to hold.
I want to hold my corn about
Jack Grealish corn, your Maris corn.
About Jack Grealish. Okay.
What about Maris?
No, Maris. I'm okay with
I've always been a Maris fanboy.
Adam and I are going to hold our corn for Grealish and Maris, because what I saw from Grealish the last 2 games, my God, that's what I want, man. He has been amazing. That's a £100 million player. And
he's showing it.
I hold my corn for that.
He's been one of our best players this season, I think. He's been one of our best players. He's done really well. I'm really happy with Jack Grealish. He just needs to carry on now. Just keep going. Don't lose that motivation. Don't forget about the haters. And I think, you know what? That the first year he was at Manchester City, right? I think a lot of our fan base plays a role in this as well. I think a lot of them were saying Grealish out, 100 million waste, all that stuff. Reading this stuff online is not. It doesn't help.
Yeah, I've stopped.
You know what I mean, Gundo? It doesn't help. And you see, and then rival fans, especially, getting on his throat. Obviously, that's not going to help either. But our own fan base doing that. Like, come on, man. We've got to get behind these players. But by the way, the panel, I know if we carry on talking, we're going to be here for another 3-4 hours. Should I create?
Oh, no. Wait, let's cut it. I'm going to read a few comments and let's cut it.
Show, guys. Amazing panel.
I've given you 2 hours on this panel. The rest you start paying.
Patrick, before you cut, I'm going
to... Shall I make a space?
No, Hamza, I was just about to say that I will host the space and make you and Gundalorian co-host, and then we'll just do like a recap of the game. So I don't know if you guys.
Let's try to make it positive, guys. Let's try to.
I will do it. That's why I'll either keep you or Veta, or if one of you.
Veta has a show coming up. Let's not make sure the time doesn't conflict with.
No, I know. That's what I'm going to do. Around 7 o'clock. So I don't want to interfere with Veta's show.
Can I come home and make it negative? City need a replacement for Prime Walker. You need a defender with pace and physical attributes with high line. You also need Gundogan replacement and a winger with pace. Walker is done. He will be an Aspiriquetas next season. Okay, that's funny. Pep's new contract has made him too comfortable. Shut up, Twisted. I know what you're doing. Don't bite. Be careful, guys. That's bait. Don't bite. Be more positive, bros. You're still doing well. Cow, don't bite. Twisted is doing this purposely.
Today, Leipzig versus Bayern Munich. Okay, all City fans watch that game. Let's learn.
Why is it tonight?
It's tonight. RB Leipzig, Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Let's watch that game.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I think there's a big percentage, Samir, that thinks that Bernardo Silva is going. There's a comment here from Andrew, as always. Respect, hit like button, City fans. Ogaka, City have one job, please. Win this league. Yep, that's one of our jobs.
No, that's not.
What? Yeah.
See,
What
I
keeps
don't,
what
see, I
keeps
don't like that. I didn't. All right, carry on. I'm not gonna say anything. Carry on.
yeah, what keeps Pep motivated? Winning. Smash the likes for this legend. Sorry, I've not been on, mate. Nah, it's fine, Martin, man. You're a very busy man. You're a very busy man. I can make vetters though, as I'm
Big up
out
to
on the
Martin.
free soon. Probably driving around the Etihad, Martin, as always. Spot on, Carl. Oh, Martin and Carl agreeing. Wow. Why I always say give our lads 12 to 18 months to adapt. Adam, don't forget me. Big up YSK. Sorry, YSK, the show is about to go. So before we close, Better Games, do you have any last words before you also shamelessly link your show?
Last words is this. This is exactly why you have a fantastic channel, because you've brought all of us together and we're able to exchange our points of view and have the conversation. And I also stress that it's important to accept the different perspectives, because it leads to more knowledge and it leads to a different viewpoint. And I love being a part of it. I had to comment until I was able to get on screen. So thanks for having me. And if you are still out there, join my channel later on today. It's Why Always Me, episode 63, I believe. And you see what I'm going to be discussing. And I hope to have many of the panel members today on my show later on in less than 45 minutes. Thank you, man.
Yeah, also go subscribe to his channel, guys. Subscribe to Veda Games, very good channel. It's part of the family. Also subscribe to Pitch Points. That's from Carl. If you want to see passion, desire, argumentative debate, that's Carl. that's the Pitch Points. Also go and follow this useless man who hates Riyad Mahrez, Adam, on Twitter. He does Twitter Spaces.
And what was it? My Twitter name is the same as my TikTok. I've only had 758. So when I get to 1,000, I'm probably gonna go live. That's if I'm bothered.
Big man. Invite me.
Quick
Hamza also does spaces. He does a lot of spaces. He connects us a lot with a lot of spaces. So go follow him on
Citizen Escobar. I'm the only Pablo in the City fan base.
Big,
and I have all these great guys here as well.
Yeah, big up to Michael. If you want to follow Mike,
subscribe.
Yeah, if you want to follow Michael Skywalker, I think welcome to the show. You're always welcome, man. Come here whenever you want. The link I'll be throwing in the group. And also Michael, he's also part of the channel. Everybody here is part of the channel. So big up to everybody, guys. Our next game is Wolves, where we play the great Adama Traore, Adama Oil Merchant Traore, who's going to manhandle us, put most of his lotion. He already bought his bottle of lotion, ready to kill us. No chill, Patrick. Yeah, there was no chill on this show. Me and Carl get on a talker last night. Yeah. Possibly another peace treaty. Great show, Carl. I'm not finished yet with you, Carl. Twisted says he's not done with you.
But hey, before we leave, let's get Patrick to 2K and let's smash the likes on this video, because Patrick was telling us that he wants to become the next president of Tanzania. Or
chill. Great show, Carl. I'm not finished with you yet. Carl, Twisted, your nightmares, your nemesis says he'll be back for you the next show. 14 away from 1K for us. Shameless plug. Yeah, plug away. Shamelessly plug away Mancunian way. Get Mancunian way to 1K. Get him to the big boys, league, and also get my man Veda Games to 500K. Today, when we go to his channel, we'll go there to hustle. Carl knows I like hustling, so we're gonna go there to hustle. We're getting you to 500 by next month, so that you can enter the 500 thing. 14, that is it. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. Vader Games. Don't know what's going on. So I subscribed to one of your channels like a year or two. It's a different channel, Vader Games TV.
Vader Games.
Is that
TV,
the one that you'll be going live on today?
Yes, I only have one channel, so yeah, I'll be there.
Oh,
and I'll look
okay.
to send you. I'll DM you. I'll send you the link directly.
Yeah,
Alright,
Vay, to
shut up.
send me the link as well, buddy. I'll join in as well. It's nice to have these discussions. You know what I mean? Learn new things every day from you guys as well.
I see you
So
exercising, Patrick. I see you.
Nah, yeah, I was at the gym and I'm in pain, man. I'm in pain. I've been at the gym for 2 weeks. At the point where I was looking in the mirror this morning and I could see my muscles. I was looking like Arnold in Barbarian. I was like, I should chill. Anyway, guys, on that note, guys, by public demand again, a lot of you people keep saying this is a good beat. I'm gonna change the song anyway. One of my friends has already made me another instrumental, so there'll be another instrumental, another True City Fan instrumental, a banger for 2023. But in the meantime, here we go.